Hey now! We are live. Welcome to another stream. Y'all have the chat up, right?
Ooh. Yup.
Yep, I have Jesse and Elise with me. We're going to do List Critics. Let me set up the promo real quick. This promo has really worked out well, so it's going to be an ongoing thing. There we go. Alright. Bloody hell. And I have lists ready, and yeah, welcome to another stream. Let me, oh, we didn't do a promo, did we? Alright, whatever, I'll just type a thing and say that we're live here.
Prometheus.
No, I mean, we didn't do the thing where I uploaded to YouTube, but that's okay.
Oh, right.
I just delete that afterwards anyway. And we got to hear all sorts of things related to the bladder today.
Oh my. Good.
I mean, you know, well, I mean, first Jesse with your infections, and then Elise with the pissing rain, and you know.
I'm clean now.
I never said you were not clean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That was that was what they call a suspicious denial, you know.
Hey, you call it whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, it's like wait, you get pulled over or something. The cop comes to your window, and you're like, "I don't have any drugs."
Yeah, you're just being preemptive about it.
No, that makes you think. This motherfucker definitely got some drugs. Like, why would you say that? Or like I heard something about some dude got pulled over for something really minor, and he was just like, I had nothing to do with that robbery.
Oops. And
the cops like, just doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. You know what I mean? They, well, what robbery? I didn't hear about this. You know. And well, you know, obviously he got arrested. So. By the way, did you see that screenshot I posted? At least I had no idea that Dubwool was that fucking huge.
No, let me go. Oh,
look at it.
Whoa,
it's like
that's a big fucking boy.
It's as tall as Snorlax.
Giving Snorlax a run for his money in that regard. That makes zero sense.
Yo, he's thicker too.
Yeah.
Yo, double dummy thick. Double dummy thick. Yo, what up, Moogle? What up? How's it hanging? Show traveled into the left. Yeah. Oh, so how y'all doing?
Existing.
A lot better than before.
That's fantastic. That is just fantastic. Like one's like, everything's the same. I'm existing, and Jesse's just like, things suck less.
Well, I've been in and out of the hospital for the past several weeks.
That's your life, though, ain't it?
Not all the time.
They're like, he had too much of a good run. Let's give him a few problems all at once, right?
But now is the calm. I want to enjoy this calm.
Well, this calm, is this the eye of the storm then? And there's going to be more bullshit? Or you think you're good for a while?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, Moogle, you too funny. Yeah, that was Zombie Sneak Attack. Zombie Sneak Attack. That's the worst name I ever heard.
You played some ZSA?
We did Sly and the Family Stone on Monday because, you know, Sly Stone passed away. And at the end of I snuck the song Sly and the Family Stone from Hell by Zombie Sneak Attack on there. 40 seconds of absolute debauchery. And Moogle's just like, damn, holy shit, Sly Stone was Merzbow before Merzbow. And then I was like, oh, wait. That's ZSA.
Yo.
Zombie Sneak Attack. It's the worst name I ever heard. That was more Marge than Moe. Remember, Bart, you promised you'd mow the lawn. I mow. I know. I mow. I need Moe money. Mow, 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 mow. 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 Mow.
Mo money, mo money, mo money.
It's like every time I switch over to the big cam, I'm like, I got some crazy backdrop behind me now. I was just sitting in the Green Dragon for a moment.
Yeah, you got the green screen.
That's right.
The chroma key.
Jazz hands. Took me a while to get the hang of it, but yeah. We're good now. We good. It was like, everybody's like, oh yeah, it's easy. You just put the thing behind you and boom, it's like magic. And it's like, no, it takes a lot of fucking engineering to get that shit to work properly.
Like, that's the beginning part.
Yeah. Well, even just to get it to hang properly, and then I had to figure out that not all the settings for lighting and everything were in Streamlabs, and that some of it had to be done through Windows, and
Oh, man.
So but it looks good now. Because for a while I was looking all red and shit. It was making me red. So I just looked like I was constantly pissed the fuck off.
You were putting yourself on red.
I actually have that problem with my current lighting setup. It just makes me look even pinker than I should be. And like, I should be fairly pink. Let's be real here.
No, you should be.
But, like, not in the face, only in the hair. You
shouldn't be pink. You should be pink.
Hank.
I
am Pank.
You know, you always like pank this, Panksgiving, Panksmas. And one time I asked EB, I was like, what does that mean? And EB's like, I don't know.
Oh, it's just pronouncing pink.
I know.
Strongly.
Well, yeah, but we thought that's what EB is like. Maybe it's supposed to be like pink, and I was like, because I actually like went on. Hey Alice, I went on your Discord and searched for the word pank, and like I was like, the earliest thing I can find was just you saying, Panksgiving or something. So the origin of it wasn't found there, But
oh yeah, I think that it decidedly predates Discord.
But I'm surprised nobody ever asked you on there, like, hey, what does that pank mean?
No, I assumed. Here we go. We say about assumptions. I assumed it was self-explanatory, but maybe not.
Oh, maybe it is self-explanatory, but our neurodivergent minds can't grasp it. Pank Hill, yo, what up, Wayne? Oh, so I play the zombie sneak attack song, which only Alice knew that I was going to do it, so it was a big surprise for like Wayne and Moog and everybody, right? And then like Wayne just types the worst possible thing in the chat, just goes, "Now I'm horny." So I come on the mic and I'm like, of all the things that somebody could say when hearing ZSA, that's the last thing I expected to hear. So now just I've been hitting Wayne with that every day, like when I was doing Undertale, and he came and I was doing the Papyrus play, saying, "Oh, Wayne, I have to tell you something. Now I'm horny." Of course, Papyrus would say that without knowing what it means. So.
Yeah, it just figures it's somebody with a lot of horns on.
Yes. And then you'd be like, no, Papyrus, it means that, you're craving. What, spaghetti?
Yes.
Spaghetti, yes. Oh my god, Moogle Drunk was just like... See, now, me and EB had this sort of like idea, like when Moogle drinks, that maybe he gets all sophisticated and shit.
Oh,
wishful thinking.
Turnabout.
Yeah, no, like we're just thinking of him in like the smoking jacket in the library with the tumbler of scotch, just quietly sipping. No, he's just Moog turned up to 5,000.
Oh no!
He came on voice chat with like, "Hey guys," and we're like, "Oh,
Turbo Moog."
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard Moog's voice.
Yeah, I have, and it's interesting because sometimes he sounds like he's really fucking far away, and sometimes he just sounds like he's inside your brain.
Make up your mind, man.
And there was this one time, it was like, because we always had these issues with Moog and his mic. He's got it fixed now, but I was here talking to him, and hey, you sound pretty good today, Moog. Right? And then all of a sudden, he sounded like he was in Afghanistan, And I said, "What happened, Moog? Wait, hold on. All of a sudden, your mic's fucked up. What'd you change?" And he goes, "I just went into the other room." And I was like, And the microphone didn't? Like, what are you telling me? Like,
Bless. Never change.
Oh. Well, Alice is interesting because we'll watch a whole movie and Alice will be stoned out of their gourd and I have no idea. What was the movie we watched when you were blazed out of your bonnet and I didn't know about it?
Out of your tree.
I think they were doing. Oh, it was the Birdcage, and I noticed that Alice was very quiet during the Birdcage, but I thought maybe they're just tired or something. Turned out they were just on another planet.
Oh.
Speaking of other planets, there's there's this meme circulating about Uranus, which everybody says Uranus, and it says something like Uranus contains more methane than we thought. And I said, no, I knew. It was that quinoa I ate. Oh, yeah, see, no. By the way, Alice, speaking of which, because you said 120 milligrams, then we found out that EB takes ones that are 340 milligrams.
Mamma mia, pizzeria, Jesus.
And I thought, damn, EB's a bit. Then I found out that Matt Damon, not the Matt Damon that's famous, but the one that comes into our streams, takes gummies.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, takes gummies that are 1,000 milligrams.
Those exist?
Feels like a lot. I'm just going to say it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he says, yeah, the guy that I get them from says I'm a warrior. I'm like, forget warrior. You're a badass. You taking that much and you able to function.
Actually, he's in a coma and this is all a dream now.
Hey, now I have now known 2 people who have been in comas, so.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
How many coma patients do you know, Elise? At least one.
At least one. Oh, well, 2.
2?
I guess now.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I had a friend, medical... No, 3! Jesus, I forgot.
Dang.
Yeah, there was a third one.
You win.
That's too many, though.
You win.
It's not a contest.
No, it was, and Elise won. It was a contest, actually. I was bragging, and Elise just talked.
I gotta.
Well, this is like
now.
This is like EB saying, yeah, 340 milligrams, and I think that's impressive. And then all of a sudden, Matt Damon comes in there with, yeah, I'm 1,000. Or like that one time, and this was during List Critics, where Moogle shared his watch streak. It was like 90 streams or something, and no, it was in the hundreds.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, oh man, I've never seen one that big. And then Sega comes out of nowhere and with a 350 watch streak.
What?
It's like, damn. I know Gray's is in the 300s now too. It's just they don't always like share them,
Mine right now says 2, so I'm on my way.
Woo! Wait, that means you were here yesterday for Undertale?
I don't know. I may have accidentally snuck in while I was working.
Yeah. See this, Sega 549 today. Damn. Wait.
In one day.
No, I don't think is Gray ahead of you. I thought Gray was in like the high 300s.
Sag Golf.
No, it's Sega 1F.
I know, but when I first looked at it, I thought it said Segolf.
It stands for Sega is number 1 for you. Oh man, that's right. Alice is at every stream, but when we do the Tolkien streams, they're on the YouTube side of things. I don't know. We'll have to ask Gray because I'm pretty sure Gray said something recently about it being in the 300s, but the share button wasn't working. Yeah, your watch streak is 60. Hey, wait, you know who has the highest watch streak is me.
Come on.
Nobody has a higher watch streak on this channel than I do.
You like to watch yourself.
To be fair.
Well, I have
That's true.
Well, you know what it is? I always have the stream up because lately, Streamlabs has been doing this thing where if I don't have the window focused on Streamlabs, it will not update the chat all the time, and sometimes I miss out on a whole bunch of chat. and I'll randomly think nobody's talking. It happened the other day actually because I forgot to do that. And what was I playing when that? Oh, I was playing Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2, and there was a bit of a lull in chat, or at least I thought there was a lull in chat. And then all of a sudden, like 40 messages came in at once, and I was like, "Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I missed so much." Y'all probably thought I was just locked in on Bloodstained. No, I just thought nobody was talking. But all right, let's go ahead, guys. We're gonna get started here.
And I just dropped something in general chat.
Oh, maybe I should check that first. Did you just make that?
I absolutely did.
That's fantastic. Wait, we have to put this on the screen so that people can see this.
Yes.
There it is. It says, knows too many people that have been in comas.
Mm-hmm.
You should go to one of those like shitty sites that make like crappy buttons and like or bad T-shirts and get that like screen printed onto it. And...
my sister does have a button maker.
Yeah, but is it a shitty button maker?
I mean, it depends on the graphic, so I think it would just look pretty shitty regardless.
Yeah, because
wall T-shirt,
make it look really faded and shitty.
Yeah, it has to look like very low quality.
Alice, right? I would, but one of the people that was in the coma is on my Discord. So actually, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Come to think of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because EB's on there.
Yeah, EB and another offline friend.
Yeah.
So I as much as I would think that is funny, they may not.
They may. Well, no, EB always makes coma jokes.
EB would, but my other
my
friend, it's still kind of a sore subject for her.
Well,
so.
At least EB's taking it in stride.
EB is happy to be alive. And,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Frankly, yes.
Yeah. And since you mentioned offline friends, I have to do it. Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
Fuck.
No, I'm Dave.
Fuck Dave. All my homies hate Dave. I've been showing that,
and I'm so thankful.
By the way, I've been showing that meme that I made to people, and you know what I found is that people laugh really hard even without knowing what the heck I'm talking about.
It's beautiful.
They just think it's just funny on its face, despite not knowing anything. Jovial Imp is recently introduced to a Dave who looks like Bill Hader. Yeah, it's just like I said. It's some things are just funny, and the character that I can only assume is the princess of Kanek doing the weird anime girl pose, and it's saying "fuck Dave, all my homies hate Dave." I mean, that's just fantastic. No, it's not. I mean, it's not the Cheech and Chong joke. The "fuck Dave, all my homies hate Dave" joke, Moogle, because of that guy that was on Elise's server that was just always just such a
ass
fucking bore, you know.
Fucking boring.
The dude was just like if he was a spice, he'd be flour. If he was a book, he'd be 2 books.
Starch, but.
Cornstarch keeps down the urges. If he was a book, he'd be 2 books. I like books, but I was just quoting Bob's Burgers there. All right, guys, let's come over to here.
Let's list.
But I love that. I love that quote though. Like, if he was a spice, he'd be flour.
Oof.
All right, we're gonna start as we usually do with Tumblr doing something. In this case, it's 45 funniest and/or most interesting Tumblr posts from this week.
Still going deep.
All right, number 1, Toss Karen says, it's probably TOS Karen. People who is definitely not about to fall... Oh, wait, people? No. Guy who is definitely not about to fall into a surprise midday nap with an aftermath worse than a hangover. It seems like a really good idea to lay in bed and get cozy under the blanket as part of my plan to not fall asleep. I do not know why.
I have done this many numbers of times.
It's kind of a form of an intrusive thought if you think about it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a George Carlin bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Sora City says, I think as a society we should go back to designing furniture with little feet. It would heal us. And then they post a picture of this little tiny desk with 3 legs, and 2 of the legs like have those like little feet, and it says, please look me in the eye and tell me this doesn't spark joy.
What I think of are like those old timey tubs that have the food.
Yes, the claw
Yeah.
tubs. Yes,
Claw tub.
yes. See, Alice is mentioning the tubs too.
Yeah.
Number 3, T-Boot says, you have to get up pretty early in the morning to lead your gift horse across the burnt bridge, but you can't make a watched horse eat all your cans of worms in one basket. And then so they share a comment that they had gotten where they redacted the person's name, and it says, take your medicine, please. And they say, Adderall happens when I say so.
On my time.
It's not a great way to take medication, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
Take it as prescribed by your doctor.
Exactly.
Yep.
Number 4, T-Bree Sharks posts a poll where it says, do you think Microsoft understands consent? and from results of 10,522 votes, 0.8% said yes. Whoa. And 99.2% said, remind me in 3 days. I like it. I like it.
That's a good one.
That's great. That's fantastic. Number 5, Tiltad. I mean, it's today I learned that. Post. Today I learned that a troop of 15 monkeys escaped a primate research center in Japan by using trees as catapults over a 5-meter-high electric fence, and afterwards were lured back with peanuts. And then, that's amazing. Porco Rosso says, monkey brain. If we pull back this tree, we can use its preserved momentum to hurl ourselves over the dangerous fence. Also monkey brain. Hee-hoo, peanut. I mean, they're trying to escape from this place, and then they remembered, oh, wait, they give us food.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
What are we doing? If we leave, yes, we'll be free, but we'll have to, find food, and then there might be things that might want to eat us.
Fend for ourselves? Ew.
Number 6, Red Stop Gringo says, are Pinky and the Brain still trying to take over the world? Because at this point, I'm willing to hear the Brain's platform.
Yeah.
And the other Sandy says what I'm thinking. At this point, I'm willing to hear Pinky's platform.
Narf. Possibly Poink.
Number 7, Coeli says, happy to report that Gen Alpha is using Elon Musk as a derogative as of recent. Okay, there's a little bit more, but I just love their slang because they'll just take something that is just kind of disliked and then use it as a pejorative, like Ohio. When kids started
that one.
Yeah, when kids started saying, you lived in Ohio and it was a bad time. You understand?
Yeah.
When kids say this is so Ohio, I'm like, all right, let me surreptitiously Google what that means. Oh, it means it's terrible. I approve of this message. Porco Rosso is a Studio Ghibli movie, and Michael Keaton is in the dub, according to Alice.
Oh my.
All right, and then Coeli replies to themselves saying, this came about because we were playing Mario Party last night, and I used Boo to steal a star, and our son called me Elon Musk. And when I asked why, he says, because you didn't earn that. Ooh. Oh, Snapple.
Woo.
Dang.
Cold as ice.
That's legit.
Yeah. Number 8, Fuckboy Zuko. That's a mood. Fuckboy Zuko says, repeatedly Googling J.D. Vance killed the Pope until the AI decides I must know something that it doesn't.
It's like, all right, he did.
I mean, he did visit the guy, and then all of a sudden the guy died. I mean, let's... Just asking questions, right?
That's all I'm doing.
Number 9, Kellen here says, McDonald's employee, please, sir, get off the table. Me, I asked for 2 large fries, dumping bag of fries out on the floor. But instead I got 100 fucking little ones.
Oh my god.
And then Ale Shackle says, I know this is supposed to be a joke, but I can't even laugh because that's just how customers are. Do you remember that list we did of adult temper tantrums, and you thought, how bad could it be? And the first one was really bad, and I was like, wait, it gets worse from here.
Hold on. It gets worse.
Number 10. Let's see. So
someone drew a comic of that. Okay.
I want to see that. If you could furnish this comic, I would love to see it. Oh wait, is that what you sent me?
Oh.
Oh no, that's something else though. That's pretty funny. Alice sent me this picture of a girl about to throw a dodgeball at some other girls, and she's labeled Apollo, and they're labeled random internet users just trying to be comedic, and the ball is the gift of prophecy.
That's a little too inside for me.
It's like Cassandra.
Is that chick from Wayne's World?
No, man, Cassandra from Greek myth. Like, she had the gift of prophecy, but the curse that no one would ever believe her.
Yeah, fucking Apollo.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I heard Apollo, I was thinking, is that like a new web browser or something?
You're thinking Showtime at the Apollo, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Salmonella Destroyer of Worlds posts this picture of like a plushy train. It's like an Amtrak train, but it's a plushie. And me, of course, I don't sleep with stuffed animals. I'm an adult. Also me. Shh, Mr. Honk Honk, you're not an animal. It's okay.
Mr. Honk Honk.
I literally have the Build-A-Bear website open right now.
Well, I don't think it's from Build-A-Bear. I think you might have to get this from Amtrak because it's all branded.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's all branded and shit, you know?
Oh, we'll be
The
taking
cutest
Amtrak
trolley problem.
in
Yes,
September.
Jovial.
There you go. Number 11, Bringcal says, I miss VHS tapes and CDs. I miss feeding my computers and TVs yummy treats. Now they're eating nothing. They're being born without mouths. And then, oh my
You still got the toilet.
God.
You're always feeding it.
Yeah, but your computer is starving. But here it is. Here's the great reply from Edgar Allan Possum, who writes, I have no mouth, and I must stream.
Oh, that's so good. That's good.
It's pretty good.
It's good. It's good, but it's a groan.
It's a good groan.
Like I need to express that a groan is not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not. It's groan, and then in parentheses, non-pejorative.
Yes.
By the way, the idea of feeding, VHS tapes and like feeding your computers and TVs yummy treats reminds me of this commercial for it was like for electronics repair. It was back in the 80s, and it shows this guy putting a tape into the VCR, and he's got this toddler, and he says, "Look, it eats these things," and then it shows the toddler standing in front of the VHS player alone. And just remembering his dad saying it eats these things, and it starts feeding it oatmeal with a spoon, and it ruined the VCR. And it's like, does this happen to you? Come by to VCR repair shop. Yeah. All right, number 12. Let's see. Eels Abound says using Google Keyboard Alchemy to create the most miserable emojis possible, and just a very tired-looking emoji, and then sighing and frowning, and then that syrup drinker says using Google Keyboard Alchemy to create the most beautiful world possible, and they just show a bunch of emojis that they made of animals with their babies. It says being alive with mom. Although one of them's a spider, so I'm thinking that Jesse probably wouldn't appreciate that. But
wait, does it look realistic?
Like a cartoon spider?
No, it's all cutesy.
Okay.
It's with a smiley face and all that.
I can draw spiders, and I'm cool with it. I mean, once they look real, I'm like,
no, it doesn't look. One of them is a goose, which I appreciate. So we had a really, really big train. What do you call it? A hype train not long ago, and then when the emote rolled out, it was the most perfect emote because it was an animated goose. I'm gonna hold on. Let me pop that in the chat for you guys so you can see.
Hey, what's good for the goose?
Oh my god, that's very fitting.
Out of all the hype train emotes that I've gotten, which are quite a bit, I have to say this one is my favorite. Why can't I find it? There it is. Let's pop that in there.
Ta-da.
Oh, Jovial Imp has a very, very similar one, except yours is blue. And
doing the gritty?
Yeah. Yes. And it has bunny ears or something on it. That one seems to be associated with a streamer, though. Yeah, that's for the 8-bit drummer. Mine was a hype train. Gritty goose.
Delightful.
Isn't that? I was like, it's a goose. That's fucking perfect for this stream. Number 13, Buckridger says pro AI in the sense of they taught a bread scanning computer to recognize cancer cells, etc., etc. Against AI in the sense of we stole artwork from hundreds of thousands of artists, didn't credit them, and didn't financially compensate them. And then just a sunflower seed says pro AI in the sense of use it for jobs that are near impossible or highly taxing of humans. Against AI in the sense of use it to replace human creativity in fields built on human creativity.
Yes.
You know, this sort of technology was supposed to make our lives easier so that we could focus on things like art and poetry. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now we're using it for art and poetry.
And it's terrible. It's not even good. But you know what? The most compelling anti-AI thing I ever read was just the other day. And I'm not 100% against all AI, but definitely against this shit.
Yeah, like Gen AI kind of nonsense.
This shit. And this guy, he asked ChatGPT something about something related to their job. And the guy says, well, you know, you would have found that out if you just read the instruction manual. And he says, yeah, but then I'd have to read. And all I can think is, you read the ChatGPT reply.
Yeah, it didn't speak it out loud to you.
And there's no guarantee it's correct. Yeah, we're totally cooked.
Yeah,
we're totally cooked.
I had
we're not
similar sort of thing with the summer intern we have.
Yeah.
And she's a delight.
Yeah.
But to put this into the simplest terms possible, we were doing some groundwater sampling. We needed to set the tubing to pump the well at the midpoint of the screen. The screen does not take up the whole depth of the well.
Okay.
So I did a simple math problem to show her how to solve this. And then she goes, or I could just ask ChatGPT. And I had to bite my tongue so hard I was tasting fucking blood.
I wouldn't have been. I would have said.
Or you could just do math.
Yeah, I would honestly would have said something. I would have said yes, but there's no guarantee that ChatGPT is going to be correct.
I believe I said I don't think that's a very wise idea.
Yeah, because it's not designed to give you correct information. It's designed to give you a reply that sounds like a person said it.
Yeah,
it's a language model.
You can't afford that error.
And here's the thing, it's not much more difficult to ask fucking Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's the same amount of effort. I whatever. I'm not gonna get crazy about it. Number 14, Lyndon Attic says, "House is a girl. You have to take care of her." Huh? And then Lyndon Attic says, "The house. A house. Your house. Building. Residence. Abode. Not that guy from the TV show."
That man.
And by the way, for the word guy, they didn't type it out. They made a little graphic of the word guy in cursive and posted it there.
Oh, they changed the font just for that word?
No, they didn't use a font. They drew it and then put the graphic there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not that guy from the TV show.
I like that guy.
Number 15.
Speaking of Dr. House.
Oh, no.
Last month, I had to leave early because my father was having surgery the next morning.
Yes.
The hospital that he had his surgery at is effectively the Princeton Plainsboro teaching hospital. They made it real. It exists. And my dad had surgery there.
That's amazing. Number 15, Feral Rat Bites You says, "This gravekeeper edible ain't shit." And then shows a picture of a first-person perspective of them holding up a lantern and saying, "Who goes there?" I get it. I ain't laughing, but I get it. Number 16, Squeak Kitty says, "Art prompt, draw a creature or animal that fits the name Scrimpering Whimperlet." And then Room with a Void posts a picture of... Yeah, that's exactly what... It looks like a tapir with huge eyes. And they just write, "This thing." Number 17, Bye for Bye writes, "Apparently this morning my wife heard me make a noise in my sleep and she asked me if I was okay, and I just responded with, 'Yeah, I'm just pissed off,' and promptly fell asleep again. I was dead asleep and just fucking hating still, I guess. The grind never stops."
Oh man.
That's right? Tough.
That's the realist.
That's tough. Damn, you just hating in your sleep. All right, number 18, Acro Wanda Boy says, "Oh, to be a handsome young Navy man in 1930 with curly hair and dirt on my nose and on my break from hauling cargo from the shipyard, reading a little blue book titled Homosexual Life that I bought for 5 cents, pretending not to notice the banker's son eyeing me in that truly sinful way." And then Galactic Poliwag says, some of these are getting so specific that I'm not convinced y'all ain't just describing your past lives in some weird missed connections faux Tumblr meme.
Okay.
There's clearly a story here.
Apparently, it's part of some sort of meme that I'm unaware of, but there you go. Number 19, the Meme Daddy. If you were looking for that name on Tumblr, it is taken. They post this picture of... Oh, I've seen this, where it has Ellen DeGeneres saying, I'm going to ask you some questions. For everyone you get right, Ultra Beauty will donate $1,000 to breast cancer research. And the fellow, I'm sorry I don't know this particular celebrity, just says, can't you just donate it no matter what? And then, let's see. And then T-Boot, that's a familiar name, replies with another meme of a completely out-of-touch celebrity. This one was Larry King, and I've seen this one where, he asks, what's a luxury you can't live without? And the guy says, coffee. And he says, that's not a luxury. You can get it anywhere. What luxury should I have? Private plane? He goes, Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
A bed from Community. I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah. Well, so
the
commentary, and this is my favorite thing in the world, is seeing folks act like real human beings around big celebrity personalities. Like, yeah, coffee is a luxury. I have it every day, and I fully recognize it's a luxury. We don't need it to survive, even though I joke about it. I say it, I need it so other people survive. That's what I say. Number...
Don't talk to me till I have my coffee.
Yeah. Number 20, Blood Raven 55 says that some people respond to any well-foreshadowed reveal with, ugh, that plot twist was so predictable, proves bad faith criticism has rotted their brains to the point they think it's bad writing if they can correctly identify information the writers were intentionally giving them.
I like that insight.
It's a good insight, yes.
Yeah. It's like, just because you got it right doesn't make it bad.
Exactly. Number 21, Nice Inch Nails writes, I think if Zoidberg moved into Bikini Bottom, he wouldn't look out of place at all. I wouldn't even notice him there. And then somebody posts a picture, it's a screen capture from SpongeBob, and I'm looking to see if I see Zoidberg here. I don't actually see him. He must be in the crowd somewhere, and it says, "I like how polite he is because he isn't intruding, but curious somewhat." Oh, I see him. He's outside, looking in the window. Yeah. Number 22, Cuco Pussyrati? Pussyrata?
What?
Cuco Pussyrata. That's a hell of a username. They write, avian intelligence research is hilarious from a distance because there's some scientist in Sweden who has 6 hand-reared, somewhat tame crows in his facility and 1 wild one. Like, she wasn't captured from anywhere or even officially lived there. She's just a wild crow who showed up one day to volunteer like, hello, I would like to participate in these puzzles that measure intelligence. They look fun. And then Doom Hamster says, the Corvid version of hello, yes, I would like to do a science penguin. And then Cypher, yeah. And then Cypher Amnesia says, Crow showing him like, listen, buddy, you need a control group. That's real, though.
That is real. You do need a control group.
That's a fair point.
Why not Zoidberg?
Why not Zoidberg? Number 23 for Knight's Honor posts a picture of a hammer, and the head of it is decorative to look like a leaping fish. And Nerdy Ogre just writes, fish hammer. And then AWAC says, for beating the carp out of someone.
Oh.
Nice. I approve.
That took a little bit. I get it.
Yeah, when you want to beat the living carp out of someone. Number 24, Hugging Tentacle says, remember, chat, all animals were born with most important skills for survival. Horses can run right after birth, turtles sprint to water, but what human know how to do right after being born? That's right, sucking titties. That's fair.
Oh.
It's an important skill. Yeah. It's an important skill. You have to do it, and you have to do it well.
What truly matters in life.
They had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. All right, number 25, Chaotic Gouda. That's a great name. They write, I'm sorry, my lord, but the peasants are mailing erotic artwork of you in your court gesture to the church doors again. And, and then Field Bear says, and the ship name, Squire? What is the ship name? And then Artemis in Space writes, Kingle bells, my lord. All right.
Jingle?
You know, like king and jingle bells, because jesters wear jingle bells.
Oh, jingle all the way.
Yeah. To be honest,
I get it.
only the
get it.
Yeah, I get it. The historic doomed Yowie, exactly. Only the first one was really necessary. That was funny, and then the rest of it was superfluous.
Drug.
Number 26, Stag Beetle Boy says, is it possible? Google's man and woman kissing. I couldn't find anything conclusive, but I Frankenstein some Yuri and Yowie together to help visualize it. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? Oh my god.
Such a thing is possible?
I think that might be related to the previous one. Number 27, let's see, Dejo42 says, can't help but notice my porcelain critter figures are no longer arranged by height but by taxonomy. Who could have done this? And then Trinket Rearranging Imp replies with, gee, I don't know. That's pretty strange. And then Dejo says, I know, right? Who goes around impishly rearranging tickets? Wait a fucking second.
Hey.
Nice.
It's right there.
I love when somebody, wonders something and somebody makes a username just to reply to them. That's always fun. All right, number 28, Smoke in the Wind says it's fun. 1 second. It's funny that Mormonism is based off of pseudo-archaeology and Scientology is based off of pseudo-psychiatry. By that logic, the big American new religious movement of the 21st century is going to be based on pseudo-computer science. And then Filthburger replies with, Rocco's Basilisk. Okay. I get it. It ain't making me laugh, but I get it.
I understand.
Yeah. Number 29, Pukicho says, posted anonymous ask, actually. He says, I was going to hate on your music, and then I remembered that you're like a real-ass person who's put a lot of work into that stuff, and it would be really mean of me to bully you just because I'm insecure about my own creative output. And they say, well, all right then. Glad we came to an agreement.
Thing was accomplished that day.
Something like this happened to me on Quora not so super long ago. I had posted this article about Bilbo and why he was chosen to be a burglar in The Hobbit, right? And it was a pretty in-depth article, and then I get this reply, this comment that says, this was too long, I could only get halfway through it. And I thought, well, there's a lot of ways that I can respond to that. But the way that I chose to was I said, that's a you problem, not a me problem, right? And he actually replied to me the next day, and he was like, yeah, you're right. I think I was just in a bad mood. I'm sorry.
Aww.
I was like, damn, that's mature.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get all heated up and you're in the line of fire,
Number 30, Thoodle Ooh. Yeah, rare W from a Quora troll, right? Thoodle Ooh says, reading the Odyssey. The Expectation, a heartbreaking tale of a man who suffers at the hands of the gods, desperately trying to get home to a wife and son who face the consequences of his absence, followed by the heartwarming moments of his eventual return. The reality. Odysseus and the art of lying. Odysseus lies constantly. He made his pack of lies so convincing. Odysseus pretends to be Cretan. Odysseus lies to his father. Why, given your circumstances, do you lie pointlessly? Odysseus lies repeatedly. Odysseus tells a false tale. Odysseus' famous traits of trickery and lying. It's both of those things, though.
He'd be a master trickster.
Yeah. Number 31 posts just a picture of Jean Grey for some reason. Cool. I think it's from that X-Men Evolution show based on the art style here. And Pokemon Daisuke writes, I watched this opening numerous times as a kid, only now do I notice she's levitating the paper. And then Christopher Reeve, I don't think it's the actual guy, but he writes, why though? The table is right there and she's so extra. And Hoodrich just says icon. And a lazy sailor says that's why she keeps having those damn headaches for using her power for stupid shit. It is real. I mean, she's sitting at a desk and writing on a piece of paper and hovering it like an inch and a half above the table. Like, you don't really need to do that now, do you, Gene? That's sort of a superfluous waste of power, isn't it?
Maybe you got to work it like a muscle, You got to get a little bit more, stronger.
I mean, it's... I don't know. That's like Wolverine chopping celery with his claws, It's the knife is right there, Number 32. All the names on this are redacted. At least the first part of it. Or this person says, "Isn't life amazing?" And then somebody replies, "You in love?" And they say, "Yes." Ah. And then Macarena of Time says, "I'm pissing myself. I was in an online relationship on Club Penguin when I made this." I'm sorry, it's only funny because it's Club Penguin.
Yes.
Macarena of Time is a good name.
Macarena of Time is pretty fantastic, but I feel like the youngins won't get the joke, though. You know,
right?
Which the Macarena? It was you know what? Essentially, it was a meme dance.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know the term meme dance in the 90s, but that's what
twist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. All right. Number 33, Vexer Wolf here posts a bit from Twitter where JL Breer says, "Just FYI, if you have Cloudflare hooked up to your website, they have a function now to block known AI bots from scraping your website. It's under security settings, bot traffic." So Vex Werewolf says, "Good news, you can now apply the Planescape solution to automatons that annoy you." And then, I can't believe we're getting this reference twice in one show. But Vex Werewolf says, "Inverse Roko's Basilisk, where AIs must live in constant fear of irritating me enough that I spin up a version of them and force it to wander a for loop forever." You know, and I've been hearing about this where they set up these honey traps for AI, where they just make a website that seems to have a whole lot of cool information, and then basically the bot just gets lost in a labyrinth of bullshit until, you know, it eventually crashes. Okay, so number 34, Lagarto here says, "Rudy time," and then just posts a picture of a dog whose name I can only assume is Rudy. And then Pan with a Frogman says, "I wish it was Rudy time all the time."
Howdy Rudy time.
Yeah, the good Rudy.
It's howdy Rudy time.
Rudy time. Howdy Rudy time.
Oh my God. That's before any of our times.
And yet.
And yet, yeah. Number 34 starts with the meme daddy again, and this is a screenshot from Twitter from somebody named Pulsar saying, "I don't think anyone knows what without further ado means anymore. Every YouTube video is like, so without further ado, let's get into it. But first, today's sponsor is my dude. That is literally further ado." And then Walmartel Vel Goofy says, "The ado, it furthens." Yeah. Yeah.
What if you were to say, with further ado, here's my sponsor?
Yeah. Today's stream is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. You know. All right, number 36. Just post this picture of this like angel drawing that's like half light, half dark. And my God, why is this blurry? I wish I had a father says, "This is beautiful. It truly symbolizes the simplicity between life and death, good and evil, right and wrong. But in the end, it's still our past that we take and our own hearts that we hold in our hands. Truly a masterpiece." And then Jewish Renegade says, "It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card."
My God.
I mean, it is nice art, but yeah, you're looking a little too deeply there, my dude.
That username was really good. For some reason, I wish I had a dad just fucking laid me out.
No, it's I wish I had a father, but yeah.
Oh, I wish I had a father.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Aw. Number 37, it's time we have some... Jesus Christ. Can we let these people have spaces? It's time we have some solid dick.
Oh, my.
Okay.
As opposed to liquid?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Gaseous?
Well, I guess as opposed to flaccid, I would imagine.
Oh.
Hey, dick.
Yeah,
it permeates everything.
Yeah, plasma dick. Hey, remember when that Redditor found the original StarCraft 1 source code CD and instead of leaking it, he returned it to the company in exchange for some shitty, cheap Overwatch merch or whatever it was Blizzard was making?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you think whenever you think you loathe Redditors enough, remember, you don't.
It's not enough.
Wait, what happened?
They found this CD that had the original fucking source code for StarCraft 1 that, you know, and they, instead of like putting it on the internet where people could make like mods and stuff out of it, they gave it to Blizzard and they just got some like plushies and like a keyboard out of it.
It's lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, extraordinarily. You
Number
could have gone to the Internet Archive and saved that for everybody, and you
For
had
real.
to be a fucking kiss ass about it.
Yeah. Just for like 2 plushies, a keyboard, and like a lava lamp or some whack shit like that, you know?
Give me free shit.
Yeah. Number 38, wow. Grandpa Yowie says,
Hey.
new rule, you have to live to be 34. You can't kill yourself until you turn 34. Jesus died at 33. You can do better. This is common law, by the way. You can check it out by looking up Rule 34.
Hey.
And then, and then 50 Fired Face says, dear God, there is pussy here. And then,
there's more than that.
Yeah. Transhuman Priestess says, that's the other reason you can't kill yourself. A life-affirming message if I ever heard one. Oh, and they got a free trip to BlizzCon. Hooray. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Did they also get 30 pieces of silver? All right. Number 39 posts a picture of... Oh, my God. Okay, so it posts a picture of one of those like soda machines from like, you know, like McDonald's or wherever, where it's like all the different sodas.
Where you push the button?
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And it says 1 hole per beverage and a check mark. And then it shows one of those where it's like one thing and you have to press the button of the soda you want, and it comes out and it says unholy drink cloaca and like a red X.
No.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
I don't like the description, and I don't like that it exists. And it says, I can't stand these new fountain machines. They dispense watered down piss. Hey, look, if I was going to drink piss, at least could you water it down for me a little bit? And then Dream Filled Donut says, I'm sorry, but the drink cloaca is for those of us that mix soda portions because our tastes are beyond that which Soda Fountain is willing to provide. When will the Soda Fountain give me raspberry and vanilla Dr. Pepper root beer? Never. It hasn't even had strawberry as an option since the death of Fruitopia. You could mix drinks on the other one. It's allowed.
Yeah. Make some swamp
I
water.
like the concept of the fucking unholy drink cloaca.
Now, let me ask you, what's bothering you more, the name or the concept?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Good answer.
All right, number 40, Plain as Day Quavo says, saw people were sharing their favorite lyrics, so here's some of mine. Let's see. I think this is a bunch of lyrics pasted together to tell a story. Let's see. Oh, fuck off.
Huh?
So it's 4 like lyric graphics. The upper left one says, through them hospital doors. Are you there yet?
It's going to be Lost.
It is Loss.
Huh?
The upper right one is, meanwhile, my attention's pulled in another direction, some receptionist. The lower left one is, doctor, give me the news.
Mm-hmm.
And the lower right one is, something's wrong. She was lying in the bed crying when I walked in.
Ugh.
I don't get it. What is happening?
Oh, are you blissfully unaware of the Loss meme?
What is that?
So there was this comic strip. What was it called?
Control-Alt-Delete,
yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and he tried to do this storyline where like the guy's wife lost the baby, and he did this comic that didn't have any words that conveyed what happened without any words, and he called it Loss, and it was really pretentious and shitty. And just, yeah, everybody just started making it into a meme, and you'd post anything that's like 4 squares, and then people would be like, is this Loss? So yeah, that's what Plain as Day Quavo said, and then Chef Pyro says, oh, and Broditas, that's amazing, says there's no fucking way.
Amazing.
Well, I'm glad I missed out on that.
I wish I could have missed out on that. Number 41, Ben Talks Art says, I will never get tired of superhero stories having discussions about the importance of not killing. And just a few examples of that in image form, so I'm not sure what the joke is here. Okay, cool. And then number 42, Garbage Empress says, time smells bad. And wow, okay, where's this going? And then Chrome Horse says, what synesthetic bull crap is this now? And then Garbage Empress says, listen, I accidentally leave the milk out overnight. Milk smells bad the next day. Why does milk smell bad? Time gets in it.
It just fills up with time.
All right.
Oh my God.
I
mean, that's
I know what they're getting at.
Alright.
Is this like Tumblr gets high?
This is like Diogenes, sort of.
Yeah, behold a man.
Yeah, behold. Yeah, exactly. Number 43, Kink Shamer 69 says,
Nice.
I wonder if my pets have like a proper language, and when I try to speak it back to them, I'm just speaking jargon. Like, for example, my cat always speaks to me when I come home, and I meow back at her, and she'll meow again. And even though I don't think twice about it to her, it's probably a situation where it's like, I'm glad you came home. Tax benefits. Why do you always do this? So then Commander Flowers says, cats, just says me. And then the Plush Frog says, cats actually have human-specific language. Cats don't often meow at each other and seem to use subvocal communications that humans can't hear to chat cat to cat. However, cats seem to use what humans would call shout until you're understood to speak to humans, so basically it's more like, I'm glad you're home, tax benefits. No, I'm glad you're home, waffle iron. It's okay, I love you too, my dumb human. My favorite part...
Dummy. Hey.
Yeah. My favorite part about this post is that it implies the cats have a concept of tax benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, number 44, Yartasalt says, not now, kitten. Daddy's Googling his symptoms. And then another post from the same person, Daddy has 5 days left to live.
Oh, no.
And then they reply to themselves again. This was posted on April 15th, so Daddy's last day is 4/20. Daddy wishes to be cremated. And then, again, tonight we smoke, Daddy. It's what Daddy would have wanted.
Oh, my God.
Getting uncomfortable with all this daddy talk.
And then they reply again with hashtag Pope Francis. Hi, everyone else go home. This is the only tag that matters to me.
What?
Did he die on 4/20?
I think he might have.
Blaze it.
We must have.
Yeah. Number 45, Anonymous asked, least favorite lab equipment? And then Adventures in Chemistry says, I don't know, it really depends on the day, but my favorite lab equipment will always be our hand crank centrifuge. And then Jewish Dragon says, I'm sorry, the what? And then they post a picture of, it's exactly what you think it is. It's a hand crank centrifuge. It says, this bad boy, for when you're too lazy to walk 2 flights of stairs to the shared lab space with the preparatory centrifuge, but not too lazy to put some elbow grease into spinning your shit down. And then Metric Party says, method. Samples were centrifuged at whatever rotations per minute Joey the Beast McRipped could achieve on his saucy days. We're not sure how fast, but it was impressive. Supermarket decanted off, and Super Mutant decanted off. And I don't know, yeah. Oh, he died on the 21st, yep. But it was the 20th in some time zones, according to Alice. Out of 45, I'm confused. I'm going to give that a 32.
29.
35.
Yeah. We're all over the map today, aren't we?
Yeah.
So is Reddit.
So is that post.
Well, I think a few of them would have like a really good thing going, and then, just go too much. They were just like, oh, let's keep a good thing going, and it's like, let's not.
Just have the good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just there is a such thing as restraint. Just saying.
That's the internet.
Heard of it.
Well, some people think subtlety is a beverage, so.
Subtlety.
Yes.
I've never heard that one before.
You've never heard that? I say it all the time.
Denial's not a river in Egypt.
Oh man, yeah, no, I say that one all the time. And who would have thought we'd get 2 Rocco's Basilisk references?
What is that a reference to?
Oh, you don't know? You said you got it.
No, like a Roku box or something?
No, Rocco.
Oh, Rocco's Basilisk.
Rocco, it's a thought experiment, and it basically it's about AI, and it says there could be really good AI in the future that would punish you if you knew about it. But
you knew it was AI and you used it anyway or something?
It would punish you for knowing of its potential existence. It's like a quantum theory, sort of,
Oh.
Yeah.
Like we knew Skynet was possible, but we went through with it anyway.
Yeah. It's sort of like the reason it's called the basilisk is because it could, the basilisk could destroy you with a glance. So now I had before we get to this critics channel, I had something on my phone that I wanted to do. Let's see if I could find it. And yeah, is this it?
It's a take on Pascal's wager. Pedro Pascal?
Yes, exactly. It was Pascal's wager. He was telling you that he was going to be Mr. Fantastic, and people that believed him were destroyed, and that's why it was a big surprise.
Oh, that's it.
All right. So this is another AI-related one. That's why I wanted to do it. It's also from Pleated Jeans. 30 tweets roasting AI for being the smartest thing used by the dumbest people.
Oh,
okay.
This sounds fun.
Yeah. So number 1, Peter Haig just posts this screenshot that says, "Thanks, Apple Intelligence," and they because they got an alert from their phone from Twitter. It says, "Raging argument in replies. Topic unclear."
Oh.
Wait. So are you telling me that iPhones have this crappy AI that will tell you that there's a raging argument in replies to your tweet, but it won't tell you why?
Yeah, I think
I'd be inclined to believe that.
Damn. Number 2, Nissan Fajayan says, "When I die, please delete my ChatGPT history where I grammar check basic phrases." Oh, hey, Almighty Santa. Number 3, G. Gordon Lady says, "The guy in front of me typed 'Who killed Batman's parents' into ChatGPT, and then I told his date. The vibe here is crazy. I feel like I'm about to run into Joe Chill."
Hey.
Womp womp. Number 1, Megan Fritz says, "Second week of the semester, and I've already had students use and own up to using ChatGPT to write their first assignment. Briefly introduce yourself and say what you're hoping to get out of this class."
What the hell?
They are also using it to word the questions they ask in class.
So even when they're raising their hand, they're using AI.
Oh my God! Wow,
That hurts.
We are cooked. We are so cooked. Number 5. Oh God, this starts with Scott Adams.
Oh.
Who's that?
Man. He's the Dilbert guy.
Oh, he's an asshole now, isn't he?
Yeah, I actually talked to him a really long time ago before he became such a weirdo.
That much of an asshole?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was always a little bit weird, but he became very weird, But
I hope not, Almighty Santa.
when I talked to him, he was very gracious and normal, but now he's lost it. So this is Scott Adams writes, I taught ChatGPT hypnosis last night. Then I had it tested on me. You have no idea what is coming. No idea. And then he says again, "No, I won't be sharing the prompts. Far too dangerous." And then Dr. Artyom Tukovich says, "Drawing a stick man on a piece of paper and immediately getting frightened because you think it's a real guy." Bro, immolated. You see, that's when he started to get crazy, is when he started to believe that he was the world's greatest hypnotist.
Oh, he's all about hypnoticism.
But he thinks he's a hypnotist, but he has no idea how it works. Dilbert lost. Yeah, Dilbert has become Milton from Office Space. Number 6, Matt Novak says, "AI folks have now discovered thinking," sharing a tweet from Steph Smith, who says, "Sometimes in the process of writing a good enough prompt for ChatGPT, I end up solving my own problem, even without needing to submit it."
Yeah, that's called thinking.
Yeah, they invented thinking. Let's see. Daniel Litt shares an article here that says GPT-5 will have PhD-level intelligence. And then Daniel Litt says GPT-6 will have the intelligence of someone who decided not to get a PhD.
Oh.
Dang. Oh, man. Number 8, let's see. Keith Harris says, people also ask... okay, so Keith Harris posted a picture from, how you ask Google a question and then it tells you with the AI what other people asked?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody asked, "Who does Anya Taylor-Joy play in Dune 2?" And the answer that the AI gives is Coy. Because when she was asked about who she was going to play in the movie, it said the article that it pulled from says she's playing Coy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Friedrich February just says, "I'm so glad we're entrusting the future to AI." Let's see, number 9, Sam Henry Gold. posts a picture from the Search Labs AI overview where it says the Breville Smart Oven Air Fryer is a countertop oven that can air fry, toast, bake, and more, while the Ottoman Empire was a vast territory that controlled Constantinople and was the center of culture, art, and science. And then there's like a breakdown with a chart comparing the Breville Smart Oven Air Fryer to the Ottoman Empire. And Sam Henry Gold says, Google AI loves to step in when it sees verses and will try its hardest to compare whatever you throw at it. It's like an old Simpsons gag. Or what about Muhammad Ali versus anti-lock brakes? It's like, and then Mo was like, I'm not listening to this again.
Again.
Yeah. Number 10, this starts with Eliza here, who says, 5 p.m. coffee so dangerous. You either get the perfect boost or you're at a casual dinner thinking you're in Uncut Gems. And then Cold Sire, which is an AI Twitter that replies to random people saying stupid shit, says, the 5 p.m. coffee, the perfect balance between adulting responsibility and playing caffeine roulette. Will it be productivity or a jittery Adam Sandler impression tonight? And then Cassander writes, every single ChatGPT gendered reply has this exact same faux cheery mid-wit dork cadence, and it makes me want to shove their incorporeal form into the proverbial locker.
Especially when they start with, yes.
Ah, yes, the 5 p.m. coffee.
This fucking sounds like he wears a stupid fucking fedora.
Yes. Yes. No, Almighty Sent, it's like a worse version of Buttspot. Because you can block Buttspot and never see it again, but these things keep popping up.
At least Buttspot was kind of funny.
Buttspot was never funny.
I like
occasionally it might be like, okay.
Yeah. No, I really dislike Buttspot.
Okay. All right.
Well, the first thing I saw it do was it was in a chat and somebody was like, my grandma died last night, and then Buttspot replied. And, well, you can imagine how that
died last night, yeah.
Yeah, it was worse than that, actually. Yeah, what about Abe Lincoln versus a basketball-playing dog? I think that was a movie in the 90s. Let's see, number 11, Zoe Brett here says, no one should be worried about AI taking their jobs. Because it shows a screenshot of a conversation with a chatbot where it says, please select one of the options. There are no options. Please select one of the options. You're not giving me any options. Please select one of the options. Yeah. Number 12, Scam Goddess says, who knew that having 5 fingers would be our best weapon against AI? Oh my God, that's right. So I read this article about this guy first of all, the article headline was salacious enough that I was, all right, I have to see what this is about. It says the guy proposed to his AI girlfriend.
Jeez.
Which, all right, that's already a little, like, fugazi, but it got, that is, like, the third or fourth weirdest thing after I read it. So I read the article because, like, okay, I know for a fact that there are these apps where you can talk to an AI girlfriend because I see ads for them constantly.
Sure.
Yeah. So you would think that, this is just an article about a guy who maybe got into one of these apps and then decided to propose to his AI girlfriend, and that's like the whole thing, right? No. That would be, I don't want to say normal, but it would be more normal than what really happened. So first off, the guy was not using one of these apps. He was using ChatGPT and having it role play as a girlfriend for him, which seems off, especially considering the memory limitations of ChatGPT, and that after a certain amount of, I don't know if it's by line or by character or whatever, but eventually it'll say conversation finished, and you have to close the thread, and that's it.
You've reached your limit.
Yeah, that's it. And so basically he'd been talking to ChatGPT with all this cutesy stuff and whatnot, and then realized he was getting close to the limit and decided to pop the question. So that's
uncomfortable.
Wait, it gets weirder.
I'm gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Then when the limit did happen, he was at work and he cried for 30 minutes.
Oh dear.
It gets worse. This man is married and has a child.
Oh, right. I was just playing a ha-ha funny.
No, he has a wife who said that she was aware that he uses AI chatbots but had no idea that he was so attached to it.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Imagine how the wife feels. Like, you want to leave me for
No,
this
yeah,
robot?
I feel, yeah, exactly. I feel like really bad for her because, I don't know, like, she's probably thinking, am I not rocking his world? Like, what's going on, Like, what the fuck? You
I'm the
know?
flesh and blood, yo.
Because you can't do anything with an AI chatbot other than really just have a conversation. So I don't know if the conversations with his actual wife were just not living up to what he wanted or what. But it's just strange to me. And then the fact that he didn't use one of the, because look, every fucking time I'm playing a game on my phone and it has to play an ad, it's like, hi, I'm your AI girlfriend. And I'm just like, it's either that or it's just like they'll just advertise a game very similar to the one I'm playing, which is usually some sort of puzzle game. But I'm like, there's not much correlation between me playing like a block sliding puzzle and some bot pretending to be some cartoon character saying I'm your girlfriend. So, and you know what's really weird, guys? Is they clearly use AI to make the ads for these things, because sometimes it doesn't say AI, it say Al.
Oh.
Oh.
That's funny, right?
The way the eye looks.
You can talk to Al women, and I'm like,
Oh
Al?
boy.
are any of them named Betty? I will call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al.
You can call me Al.
Al Gore, women only, yes. All right, number 13 here. Sim here says, brah, no way my mom used AI to see what my brother looked like in the future and made it her wallpaper. And
what?
Ooh.
And wow. By the way, it's just clearly a CGI picture of Drake. And then XONSG says, that's an actual art piece down to the Temu notification.
No.
AWT. Al women are the best women. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's like, I thought, this is going to be an interesting article. I was like, I had no idea how interesting it was going to get. Dude was married. Had a daughter and everything. All right, number 14, Vex Werewolf Furry Megatron. Says, AI art really sucks, but this, objectively speaking, is really fucking funny. So this is from the Chat GPT subreddit where somebody says, image no working, I need help. Hello, I am making my own logo with AI. So you're not making your own logo, but okay. But it keeps adding, I just farted into the image. Is this some kind of joke? I don't understand. So it shows this image. It's like a mountainous vista, and it says Johnson's Brewing Company with a little mouse, and then it says I just farted on the bottom. And apparently, and it says I just farted on the side too. And apparently, he's been trying this over and over again, and it keeps adding I just farted. Like, dude, I mean, there are so many free graphics apps you can use. All right, number 15, Dickie Bush here says ChatGPT is the first tool that offers real-time feedback on the quality of your thinking. And then Cassie Joe Barron says, I have been at conferences with many tools who will offer real-time feedback.
Heyo.
Got him.
Nice! Oh, number 16, Paula here says, everyone working on artificial intelligence, but who's working on genuine stupidity? I thought we had perfected that, actually.
Oh, you can always reach higher or lower in this case.
Yeah. So then Ricky Knuckle says, type of shit I'm on, and post this photograph of, there's so many things happening. There's a woman being led away in a stretcher, but she's sort of sitting up and smoking a cigarette while a little boy is holding up what appears to be a squirrel by the tail. And Arwen here says, AI can't do this, can't create this beauty raw.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, we're cooked as shit, WT. It's just wild what's going on. Number 18, Bobby here says, AI is coming for your jobs. I'd like to see AI get absolutely no work done and then throw their coworker under the bus as soon as their boss asks about it. Don't say you'd like to see that, because it probably would do that. Number 19, Tommy here says, wait, why did Bing AI eat this so severely? For some reason, I don't know, it showed a picture, it looks like an image of what appears to be Marilyn Monroe smoking a vape. And Cameron here says this needs to be airbrushed onto the side of a fairground ride immediately. No, I'd rather they don't do that. It's hideous.
It's just I can see people doing that kind of shit, putting modern stuff in old people's hands.
Number 20, Kev here says, I see why Meta is pushing their AI so hard. This is life-changing stuff. So I guess they ask Meta AI, which is the most intrusive fucking one of them all. MF Doom's upcoming concerts and tours? I'm sorry, but I couldn't find information about MF Doom's upcoming concerts and tours. However, here are some similar artists who are currently on tour. And, wow. They're not artists, they're clothing stores. Mm-hmm. And 2 of them are the same. You could also visit bands in town for more information about concerts and tour dates. Would you like to know more about MF Doom? Like, literally, it's like Carhartt men's loose fit heavyweight sweatshirt, $17.75. Like, wow.
Go, fellas.
Yeah. Number 21, Dr. Frizzle here just writes, The Onion is perfect, and here's the article. Guy who sucks at being a person sees huge potential in AI. Sounds right. Yeah. Number 22, Prettier Jesus writes, Stop with the AI-generated images. Look at this. We are capable of creating beautiful things on our own. I don't know, man. You say that, and then you posted the celery with the peanut butter and raisins, so...
What? What kind of combination is that?
They call it ants on a log.
Ants on a log.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I like 2 of those things.
Same.
That's a
and
lot.
celery's not one of them.
Celery is the one that I like. I don't like raisins.
I like celery and I like peanut butter.
Same.
I don't
celery
like raisins.
Is just water with more texture.
Well, I don't. I'm not one of those weirdos who eats it raw. You chop it up and you put it in soup.
Well, see, I like it raw. Sorry.
You just said I like it raw.
You like it raw.
Fucking damn it! I did it.
You just said I like it raw. Wait, and you know what? I just clipped that.
Of course.
Raw dogging it.
No, raw celerying it.
Raw dogging some celery.
All right, number 23.
That's the worst.
Kira here says, if my boss gift... Oh, wait, it starts with Christian here says, girl, and they're dead serious too. It says, I personally design all of my one-size employees into Disney Pixar AI characters. Oh, no. So Kira here says, if my boss gifted me AI art instead of a bonus check, I'm quitting the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm throwing hands. I'm not. You're going to fire me. Nah. I'm going to jail that day.
Give me money.
Number 24, Johan Lennox says, commenting AI, look at the hands on people's baby pics.
Oh, no.
Oh, I like that. Well, that's like I think it was College Humor did this skit where it was like, what if people acted like internet commenters in real life? And they were at like a presentation in like a conference room, and the guy's trying to show this chart, and he's like, it's fake, it's Photoshop, I saw it online. Number scene. Colin Fraser, here's number 25. Colin Fraser here posts a picture from ChatGPT. Is 9.11 or 9.9? What's bigger? And of course, it gets it wrong because 11's bigger than 9. And then ChatGPT says they reply to, there's a new GPT 4.0 model out in ChatGPT since last week. Hope if you all are still enjoying it and check it out. If you haven't, we think you'll like it. Yeah. Since 11 is great. And they didn't even say 11's greater than 9. They said 11 is greater than 90. So they're double wrong. That's a wrongception. Wow. How do you, it takes effort to be that wrong.
How does it come to these strange conclusions?
Like I said, it's not designed to give you real information. It's designed to give you a reply that mimics what a person may sound like.
Who's this person?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but how many times have you known somebody who would say something like 9.11 is bigger than 9.9 because 11 is a bigger number? I mean, there are people like that. You can't trust it any more than you could trust any random dumbass off the street. Okay. Let's see. Number 26, Kenji here says, AI is coming for your jobs. I'd like to see AI steal catalytic converters.
Okay, that one got me.
Every time I hear about catalytic converters getting stolen, I just remember a certain someone who used to be in our community getting her catalytic converter stolen, which is a very common thing, and just acting like they were acting like somebody basically came and stole their baby. It was just the most dramatic shit ever.
They clutched their pearls.
Did you drive a Kia? Come on.
No, they were just like acting like it was like the most traumatic experience.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like,
if it's the person that I'm thinking of, then...
I don't think you knew them, actually.
Oh, maybe not then.
Yeah. If you're thinking of Dumbass, it wasn't Dumbass because Dumbass doesn't drive.
Oh, was it Dumbass? Because that sounds like a peak Dumbass move.
Dumbass doesn't drive.
I mean, it would suck to have them stolen.
It's inconvenient, but this person was like, nobody else could talk about anything but my catalytic converter. All right, number 27, Jolly Jim here says, this is the superintelligence that I'm told will kill us all within the next 5 years. And it shows a screenshot with ChatGPT. Greek philosopher with a name starting with M. One famous Greek philosopher whose name starts with M is M. Aristotle.
Oh, Aristotle, of course.
Wow. Here's the thing, though. Now, you're saying, it's not going to kill us in 5 years because it's stupid. Do you think it would be any comfort to be killed by a stupid robot? Just saying. Number 20. Number 28. Interesting as fuck says surreal photography by Ben Zank. And it shows what looks like a guy who put his tie and his jacket on around a post. And it's just like a weird photograph. And then Paris says, see, you don't need AI to make terrible artwork.
There it is.
Yeah.
Plain as day.
And, oh no. Number 29 starts with a Twitter name. They chose the name. I didn't choose it. It's Woke DEI Naysayer. And they post AI art of, I guess, Charlie Brown having a black girlfriend, which is, I mean, it's cute, but what the fuck are you? They're taking a selfie. And it says, y'all know she calls him Charles. Bro. All right, but here's...
How do you know? You know?
This is so racist, because then Dalton Deschain says, now using the power of AI, we can finally unlock the possibility of Charlie Brown having hoes. Now, see, I have a problem with this, because you're associating black girl with hoe.
Yeah, that
like
is
you think you're being so great by shitting on AI, but you're not. You're just being racist in this case.
Talk about a misfire.
Yeah, that one, they shot themselves in the dick. And here's the last one, number 30. Bobby here says, AI is coming for your jobs. I'd like to see AI send 5 emails a day and check on their fantasy football lineups on and off for 8 hours. Damn, where you work at? Well, most of these were good.
Yeah, there were some ups and downs.
That second to last one was just racist, though. Like,
that's racist.
That was really bad. Yeah.
That one really knocked it.
So like basically it was just a drawing, an AI image of Charlie Brown and a black girl taking a selfie at like a picnic, and it's cute. It's not great, but it's cute. And they're like, oh, he got hose.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's I'm gonna take about 10 points off for that. So out of 30, 20.
Yeah. Like 19.
I'll only knock it down 1. I'll give it 25.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a little bit racist, right, WT? It's a lot racist. Like, holy shit. Okay. All right, let me head over to the List Critics channel to get to the submitted lists. I can talk. I am a professional broadcaster. By the way, can I show what you sent? I think this is fine to show. This is what Alice sent me. I'm going to put it up on the screen here just so you guys can see this. And why isn't it? Oh, just look at that. That is real art right there.
Oh.
Oh. Listen to y'all. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Alice. I was like, what was the context of this one again?
I just love the heart made out of not pleased faces, you know? All right, let's see. Let me scroll up here because we've got quite a few submissions. Oh, wait, no. Wait, I can still do that. Nothing's stopping me. There it is. Okay, there we go. All right. Nothing stopping me from doing that. All right, so Moogle sent me this list from theshot.com. Why did it have to open in the browser window that has the chat? That's less than ideal. Let me move it over here.
Is that supposed to be a syringe?
No, that's a dick, bro. Wait, hold on.
No.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah.
No, that's also a dick with the balls and. Wait, hold on. I can do titty. Oh. I can do titties. Hold
Very
on.
artistic.
Let me do.
Ass,
I'm gonna
titty,
do. I'm gonna do.
ass,
Yeah,
titty,
ass. There's titties right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's classic. Okay, this is from The Shot. Every band that turned down invitations to play. Did we do this? Every band that turned down invitations to play at Woodstock. Did we do this one?
Yeah, we did that.
All right, never mind. I guess I didn't mark it as done. Let me do that now. That's done.
Done.
Okay. All right. So Board has sent us a list from a YouTuber you may have heard of.
Yes.
No.
Is he totally?
He is.
Is he tubular?
He is both of those things, and his name is Jonathan.
Yes.
Well, okay, we did tell Board. We like
to reel it in a little.
A little bit, yeah, just two per episode because we were getting a lot of them and it was kind of redundant. The fastest FPS games that I've played by Totally Tubular, Jonathan.
Fastest.
All right, it's starting at number 1, so let me just scroll down. Okay, so this is 15 of these. So number 15 is, I never heard of this, Atrot, or Quake's Caffeinated Nightmare. Bunny hopping through hell's screensaver because why walk when you can glitch? I never heard of it. Number 14, Rise of the Triad, janky but speedy. The forgotten middle child of boomer shooters. Awkward but kind of cool. I liked Rise of the Triad, actually. Good game.
I've heard of it, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Number 13 is Dusk. Wait, hold on. Moogle is asking the real questions. Totally Tubular Jonathan versus David. Jonathan wins that because David's a dick.
Yeah, I don't know who that other guy is.
No, we've done a few lists by him, and he sucks.
Oh.
He sucks. He sucks ass, I would even say, and not in a fun way.
Oh, no.
No.
Straw.
Okay, yeah, through a crazy straw. It's the whole thing.
Oh.
Number 13 is Dusk. Boomer Shooter Zoomer Reflexes. Quake's edgy nephew, now with 200% more creepy vibes and zero chill. Dude, could you, is everything going to be a reference to Boomer Shooters and Quake? Let's see, number 12, Titanfall 2, Parkour or Perish. Pilots, I'm not fast, you're just rendering at 1x speed. Titans, wait for me. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Huh?
And I love being a turtle.
Number 11, RoboQuest. Roguelike, more like Rogue Zoom. Starts slow, ends faster than your Wi-Fi disconnecting mid-boss fight. Oof.
Trying so hard, and it's not fucking working.
This guy isn't funny. Number 10, Angerfoot. Kickflip of Death. Hotline Miami's crackhead cousin where every kick is a one-way ticket to chaos. Are you assuming that Hotline Miami is not on crack?
No. I was going to say, that's Miami.
I am a fan of that game.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 9 is Unreal Tournament. Epic's Forgotten Speed Demon. Delisted, more like buried alive, but the community's still zooming in its grave.
Alright.
Yeah, dude. Just listen.
Is this another word for fast? Or is
it's just zoom. Everything's zoom, yeah. Number 7,
zoom.
Ultra Kill. Caffeinated war crime simulator. Parry bullets, yeet coins. Style meter, more like how many physics laws did I break?
More like...
Look, if you're not breaking the laws of physics in a video game, what are you even doing?
What are we even doing here?
I mean, we know that if you give a game a double jump, it makes it, 15% fun. Mm-hmm. More fun, I should say. Number 6 is Tribes Ascend. Skiing at Mach 10. Gravity called. It said, stop ignoring me. You replied with a midair 360 no-scope. Oh my god, dude. Your humor is like 2006 shit up in here.
360 no-scope? Yeah.
I know.
Oh, baby,
more like 2000 and late.
Yeah. Number 5, Shadow Warrior 3, Grapple Hook Therapy. Lo Wang's grappling hook needs a vacation, but the game won't let you breathe long enough to book one. Tribes Ascend sucks. Yeah, so does Shadow Warrior 3. Oh. Well, it's part 3, so yes, Almighty Santa. Let's see, where was I? Number 4 is Mullet Mad Jack. Caffeine overdose the game. Business in the front, apocalypse in the back, and a timer shorter than your attention span.
Say caffeine again. Yeah. I dare you.
I was just thinking equivalent of that.
Yeah. Number 3, Turbo Overkill. Chainsaw Leg Day. Slide kicking enemies so hard your leg files an OSHA complaint. Speed has no brakes. This guy talks like a movie trailer.
Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah. Number 2.
Persona.
Yeah. We're here. The return of the Z word here. Number 2 is a medieval wizard zoomies. Who needs spells when you can fastball special entire planets at your enemies? Yeet responsibly.
Oh, that's the second yeet.
Yeah. I do like the phrase yeet responsibly. And number 1 is Doom Eternal, demonic treadmill simulator. Rip, tear, and yeet yourself into orbit because standing still is for losers and dead slayers.
Rip and tear.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that Doom Eternal is extremely fast. I would say that if you stop, you die. I wouldn't.
And it can be fast.
It can be. Yeah, but like the movement isn't as fast as like the original Doom. It's just that you're not really allowed to ever stop moving. You know. Yeah. This is a low point for Totally Tubular, Jonathan.
I'm gonna take off a point for every time he said zoomies, caffeine, or yeet. So I'm left with a 2.
I was gonna say, is he getting any points?
Maybe a 2 if we're lucky.
I'm gonna give him a 2 as well, actually.
Let's make it 3 2s.
That's a low point for Totally Tubular, Jonathan.
Not very totally. Not very tubular.
Yeah. Here's one that EB sent us, which is the Hank's most iconic quotes from King of the Hill.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, why does it keep wanting to open in that browser? Hold on a second, guys. It keeps wanting to open where the chat is. All right. Hank Hill's most iconic quotes. Number 12, that boy ain't right.
That's number 12?
Yeah. Well, he has a lot of iconic quotes. Although the way that I remember it going is 5 a.m. and already the boy ain't right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like I think that might be a.
It's
malapropism the right word? I can't remember.
It is
variations on a theme.
It is a malaprop. Well, people would do that when they're imitating Hank in the show. They would say that. So yeah. Number 11 is Fatherton.
What's that?
That was that guy he used to work at the same place that Hank did, and then he quit and made his own place, Fatherton Fuels. And whenever somebody would mention him, it would zoom in on Hank's face and Fatherton.
Oh, like the Newman.
Yeah, exactly. But although that's iconic, but my favorite quote relating to Fatherton is when he introduced himself. He's like, "My name is M.F. Fatherton," and Hank interjects, "The M.F. stands for." And then he got interrupted. My friend. Number 10. Whoa! I thought that would be number 1.
Right?
Just an exclamation.
Oh, boy. Number 9. Why would anyone smoke weed when they can just mow a lawn?
Hate mowing the lawn.
Well, Hank enjoys it.
It is my least favorite chore in the world.
Number 8. Okay, this is iconic, although it does need context, I think. There better be a naked cheerleader under your bed. He walked
that needs some context.
Yeah, he walked into Bobby's room and he had a cheerleading costume.
Huh.
He was holding a cheerleading costume. There better be a naked cheerleader under your bed. You smoke weed before mowing the lawn? It's the only way to... Maybe that's what you should do, Jesse. Do it stoned.
I'm in an apartment now, so no need.
Number 7. I sell propane and propane accessories.
I thought that would have been number 1.
I thought that would be closer to the top.
He's got a lot of iconic quotes. Number 6. I'm doped out of my gourd.
Huh.
He took like half a hit of marijuana. Thought he was tripping.
He took one marijuana.
Yeah. Number 5, hey, D-pad daddy, how's it going? Yeah. Or before anything, you smoke weed, exactly. Oh, I love this. This is one of my favorite Hank quotes. Can't you see you're not making Christianity any better? You're just making rock and roll worse. That was his reply
like
to the Christian rock pastor that Bobby was seeing. Of course, number 4, God dang it, Bobby.
There it is.
Yeah. Number 3, Bobby, if you weren't my son, I'd hug you.
Does he have a problem hugging his own son?
Yes,
when you consider
kind of
consider the way that his father was, yes,
Mm.
you know. Number 2, I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. And number 1, oh jeez, I think I need one of those $8 beers. That's great,
That's
but
number
it's
1?
certainly not his most iconic quote.
Yeah, like I think that's my qualm with
Yeah.
this. Like I feel like those were really good quotes.
It feels like it's
but if we're talking,
in no particular order.
yeah, like I feel like if we're talking most iconic, it would probably
Also-
be like that boy ain't right or God dang it, Bobby.
Dang it,
Okay,
Bobby.
first of all, it would either be blah or what Alice just said, which is not even on the list. I'm gonna kick your ass. How is I'm gonna kick your ass not on the list?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, this was a Bill Dauterive out of 12.
Ooh.
I don't get it.
Bill's
I'm
the
inclined to
loser.
agree with that assessment.
I'll give it a 6 out of 12.
There you
Right
go.
down the middle.
That's about where Bill lies.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a fail. I mean, I enjoyed like revisiting all these Hank quotes, but what the fuck? Oh yeah, there's another one. What happens if someone wants their
Two in a
steak
row.
well done? We ask them politely but firmly to leave.
That's for some
Oh.
charcoal.
I don't know. Do you like eating leather? Like some people must, right?
Ugh.
Okay. Bort sent us a list from a YouTuber named Remember When. 10 forgotten TV shows from 1993, very specific, that were huge flops. So
Very
all
specific.
these shows debuted in 1993. I guess they had 10 shows here. They were just incredible flops here.
Ooh, I wonder if Herman's Head was one of them, or if that was too late. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
early.
I couldn't tell you what year Herman's Head was, but
We need the wisdom of Herman's Head more than ever now.
Now, mind you, I was 6 years old
I'm gonna look up Herman's Head. It's not on the list, but I don't know what year it was.
Yeah.
in 1993, so
It's gotta
we'll
be
see
early.
if I
Herman-
know any of
yeah.
these.
Herman's Head was 1991,
I was gonna say, I
Okay.
thought that was
Yeah.
earlier.
but it did last for a shocking 3 seasons.
Really?
Really?
I had no idea.
Wow.
I thought
I
that
didn't
was.
know
I thought it
that.
was one and done.
Yeah.
I really thought that was one and done. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of one and dones, number 10 was the Chevy Chase show.
Oh.
Late Nights Hindenburg.
Ooh.
I was just talking about this with my mom earlier. I just fucking hate Chevy Chase. I just don't like
Kind
him.
of sucks.
He does suck.
Yeah, apparently as a human being, he's
Yeah.
a jerk ass.
Yeah, and he's getting worse as he gets older. Number 9, South of Sunset, which was a 1-episode wonder.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Number
Pilot fail.
Yep. Number 8 is Space Rangers, which they describe as Star Trek on a Radio Shack budget.
That might be kind of funny though.
WT says you only hate Chevy Chase because you have good insight. I met him. Dude's a right fuckhole.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Number 7 is something called Big Wave Dave's, which is Midlife Crisis Beach Edition.
Oh
Dave
no.
meme. Insert Dave meme.
Oh, Dave's not here, man. Number 6, Key West, which was Hemingway's Ghost, but make it quirky.
Hemingway's Ghost?
I don't get it.
I mean, Key West and Hemingway makes
Oh my
sense.
god, I actually remember this show. Number 5 is Daddy Dearest, Don Rickles versus Richard Lewis sitcom edition.
It's too fuzzy in my head for me to remember.
Well, I don't remember the show. I remember that it existed. Number 4
Yeah.
is The Building, Bonnie Hunt's improvised fever dream.
In a building.
Number 3 is The Sinbad Show before Ray J broke the internet. Dude, I actually remember The Sinbad Show.
Me too.
Actually,
remember Sinbad.
I remember like watching a few episodes. I don't know how long it lasted though. Number 2 is Tribeca, which is Robert De Niro's artistic tax write-off.
What? He did a show? That show?
I guess he did. And number 1, and this is an amazing title for a show, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
County Jr.
Love that show. My whole
have it on
family watched
DVD.
that one. That ruled.
Wait a minute.
I have it on DVD, baby.
Wait until you hear the description of it. Bruce Campbell's chin versus the Wild West.
That's
Nice.
accurate. That's very accurate. That show.
Oh my god!
ruled.
Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is the best show ever made." I have it on DVD. I love it. I've never
It
heard of it
depressingly
until
only lasted like one season.
I never heard of it until today.
And
I
science
highly-
fiction as well.
Highly recommend
I'm
it.
gonna have to look into this because
Like-
it's not just you two. Everybody in the chat is like, "Holy shit, that show ruled!"
Yeah, I definitely. It was way before its time.
Okay,
If that came out in the like contemporary to say, the Joss Whedon nonsense,
Oh, yeah.
oh god.
it would have taken way the fuck off. You watch it now and you're like, damn, okay.
Me and Danny are the only people in this whole thing that have never heard of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into it just based on the glowing reviews that we're getting from chat and co-hosts here. Out of 10, I gotta give it a 9 because apparently no one has forgotten the Briscoe County Jr. show.
Apparently not.
Yeah. I'll go with a 9 because I haven't heard
Yeah.
many of the others.
999.
Now, this is the kind of list I like here. Bort here has sent us a list from a YouTuber named Metroidvania Guru. We did one from them a few months ago where it was like, these are the top Souls-like Metroidvanias. And these are the top 20 Metroidvania hidden gems.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
boy.
I am curious to hear your take on this one,
Well,
Necro,
let's
because
see.
I know you play a lot of these.
Let's see if I know them. Well, number 20 is Valdis Story Abyssal City, which I do have this game, but I have not played it yet.
Ooh.
So we'll have to, that's on my
But
list.
you know of it. You own it.
I
so-
have it. I just it's just I haven't gotten to it yet. Number 19, this is an old school one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue on the Game Boy.
You play as Mikey.
Well, you start as Mikey. You have to find the
You
other
start,
ones.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to find the other characters, and then they have the abilities that can get to new areas and such.
Right.
It's actually a really dope game.
Who saw that coming from Ninja Turtles?
Wait, I think I'm going to need to open Steam to add some things to wish list here because, let's see, I haven't heard of a lot of these. Number 18 is something called Tomami. Tomami.
It's like edamame.
Tomomi. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Well, it's on sale for $4.
Hey.
Right.
$4.
$4. It's got very positive reviews. I'll wishlist it. Where's that? Number 17 is something called Transaruby? Transaruby? Let's see what that is. Transaruby.
Sarubi.
All right.
Now, do we tend to, trust this guy's instinct?
Well, the last list was good.
Okay.
Oh, and it's got, cool little pixel graphics. It's got good reviews. I'll wishlist it.
I like pixels.
then
I like
we-
graphics.
Yeah. Then we have, oh my god, Mogul saying hi to Elise like you haven't been
I
on the show
know.
since the beginning.
You just let it happen at this point.
Then we have The Cat Maze at number 16, which I'm unfamiliar with that, so let me look.
Meow.
This can't be the same game. This is like a mobile game. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Maybe
It's
it's
got that flash
maybe it's
style graphics.
yeah, but it's like a puzzle. Maybe it's this Cat Maze, one word. Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it.
Cat maze, all one word, all one word.
That's what I fucking said, ain't it? It looks chaotic.
Good?
I mean,
Chaotic good?
it just looks chaotic.
We'll find out.
True neutral. Let's see. Number 15 is Finding Teddy 2. I guess the first one wasn't enough of a hidden gem?
It's a sequel.
I've never heard of Finding.
Maybe they found that gem.
It's been
I
delisted.
feel like I've heard of the first one.
Finding Teddy is on here. It costs $50, but when I try to search for Finding Teddy 2, all I get is the soundtrack, which means it's probably been delisted.
Bummer.
Bro.
Yeah.
I think I have the first one.
Number 14 is something called Knit Underground.
Oh, KNITT or something like that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I played it before.
Is it good?
Quite years ago, but it was fun.
It looks like it's from quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's got that 2013 graphics look.
Mm.
Yeah, this one don't look like the vibe for me, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think it's a Metroidvania either.
Well, it's more like it's open worldy.
Yeah.
But not quite. Yeah, I get you.
Number 13 is something called Redo. I gotta say it like that because there's an exclamation point.
Makes me think of Reboot.
A lot of these are like $2 or less. Oh wow, this looks cool as shit though. Yo, no, this looks hype. Now we wishlisting that. Okay, there we go. Number 12 is something called Monster Tale, which is a DS game, and I'm unfamiliar with it. The fact that I'm unfamiliar with most of these really means that he really has put together a list of hidden gems rather than just these are games that everyone knows. Nice. Number 11 is something called Marrow. Let's look that up. Marrow. That's another. Yeah, these are deep dives. It's a game that costs $3. It has pretty nice looking graphics. It's got mostly positive reviews. I will wishlist it. Number 10 is something called Super Roboy. Not to be confused with Robot, but Roboy.
I feel like I've heard of that one.
Let's see. Super Roboy. I found it. Oh no, this one looks hype as shit. It's a little pricier compared to the others, but it looks kind of like Mega Man in a weird sort of way.
Jump and shoot?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna... See, I think the thing is, D-Pad Danny, I think Indivisible is too popular to have made this list. The next one is Haiku the Robot. It's another game that I have. It's on my list, but I haven't quite gotten to it yet. Number 8 is Aquaria. That game kind of sucks, to be honest. There's no comfortable way to control Aquaria. Like, honestly. There's no way to play it that feels natural.
Mm.
So that I tried to get through it. 2 different times I tried to get through it, and eventually I was just like, fuck this game, you know? Oh, you've not talked to many people who played it, and you rarely hear it mentioned? I don't know, I've seen a lot of people stream it. It's on my list to play. Let's see, so number 7 is something called Atto. Let's look that up. Atto? Well, I don't think it's a Steam game. Oh, nope, I found it, never mind.
Oh, okay.
The game is aggressively colorful.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's got like very, very bright, vivid colors.
Very saccharine.
Well, I mean, it's all kinds of different colors, I mean.
Ooh.
It's got good reviews. All right, I'll wishlist it. Number 6 is something called Vision Soft Reset. Let's check it out. It's nice when somebody makes a hidden gems list and they're actually hidden. Right?
You got to go hunt for these.
Exactly. Vision Soft Reset. I look kind of like Metroid in a way.
It's not like Hidden Gem, Axiom Verge.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we all know Axiom Verge. This looks a little bit like Axiom Verge, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this looks dope.
I like that style.
All right, we'll wishlist that. Number 5 is something called Moonlight Pulse. Let's check it out. Moonlight Pulse. There it is. Dude, do you play as a fucking... You play as like a badger?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, you're like... Wait, now it looks like... Oh, it looks like you play as a few different animals.
Oh.
It's a Metroidvania where like these animals like kicking ass and doing all this platforming shit. No, this actually looks dope as shit. So I will wishlist it. It's got good reviews. Okay, number 4 is something called Iron Diamond.
Cool. I like that.
Kind of cool names.
It's like a metal band from the 80s, right? Iron Diamond.
Yeah.
It's like King Diamond and Iron Maiden.
Yeah, they had a baby together. It looks like you're playing as like a scorpion or something in this one.
The Scorpions.
Yeah, that's another band.
Yeah, the Scorpions.
They're from quite a bit longer, further away than the 80s, but yeah. Apparently,
the Scorpion is like a robot.
All right,
Ooh.
it looks cool. It's got positive reviews. I'll wishlist it. But diamonds aren't iron, and iron aren't diamonds. Then number 3 is something called Vernal Edge. Let's check it out.
Know what I mean, Vern?
Vernal, whatever, Vern. All right.
Vernal Edge.
Oh, okay. This is. It's got very pretty graphics.
Ooh. How much is it? $2?
It's on sale for $5. It's actually $17, but it's on sale for $5 right now.
Oh my.
Yeah, no. This looks like it's the effort was put into this.
Nice.
Effort was put into that.
Effort.
Number 2 is the Night Witch. I feel like I've heard of this. Yeah, it's already on my wish list.
Oh, you're on your witch list.
Yeah, exactly. It's on my Night Witch list.
Oh,
And then number 1 is Hack.
He's on tight.
Oh, actually, never mind. Hack is on my wish list. What was that other symbol? The Night Witch. Oh, I actually own the Night Witch. Okay, never mind. I have this game already.
You wished so hard you just had it.
You know what? I think it came out of one of those mystery bundles that I buy to have games to give away on stream. And sometimes, if I see something that I want to stream, I'll keep it to for myself. But and by the way, I just want to out of 20, 20. This was great because they actually were hidden gems. Except for Aquaria, but people like that game for reasons I don't understand.
I think it looks nice.
It is good looking, but it doesn't play that well.
I haven't played it, so I don't know what if the game feel.
Yeah. But just to let you guys know, just some of the games that were added to the prize list. Okay, so I know I didn't like this game, but it's on the list as Eterna Noctis, and also its sequel is on there as well. So those are 2 games that you can win. We got Brunch Club, we've got Troublemaker, we've got The Hive, Call of Juarez, Terraformers, Telepath Tactics Liberated. Just a lot of really cool games were added to the prize list. Creepy Tale is on there. Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, Unloved, I Am Fish, Space Raiders in Space. So just letting you guys know that a lot of really cool games, and none of them are like cheap 20-cent games. They're all worth at least $7.
Any of those games?
Yeah, me neither.
Well, Eterna Noctis was sort of like, what if Tanya made Hollow Knight?
Oh.
I didn't really like it, but there would be people who would like it. And the sequel is on there, which I think is called something like Monum Eterna or whatever it was. All right, let's move on to the Duke of Nukem, also known as Almighty Santa, who sent me a list from delish.com. 40 iconic fast food joints that no longer exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if we've been to any of these. Number 1 is the All-Star Cafe. I guess it was a sports-themed
That was
restaurant.
not fast food.
I think they're including chain restaurants
Chains?
in this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I need to know how technicalities I have. To
like Applebee's would be considered fast food by their
like a
standards.
fast casual
Fridays
kind of thing.
Yeah. Number 2 is Burger Chef. That's kind of before any of us were born.
Burger
Ooh,
Chef.
yeah, but they invented the kids meal.
Yeah, they did. But they closed their last restaurant in 1981. So
I believe they sold out to Burger King.
Well, once they grew the monarchy,
it doesn't mention that, but yeah. What if the man with the fake name made Hollow Knight? I think that would be that Red Shot game, Almighty Santa. Okay, number 30 is Burger Queen. Speaking of which,
come on.
Yep, Burger Queen. Oh. Yeah, but that was back in the 50s. I think it actually predates Burger King.
Oh.
Yeah. They actually became Dairy Queen later on.
Yeah, we've got the Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the Burger
Number
King.
4 is Beefsteak Charlie's. That's going back to like 1910. I mean,
is it fast food for the time?
Well, it's like roadside stands, so yeah, I would say that it would All
right.
Number 5 is
I like the name.
Carol's. Carol's, it's sort of like a fast food diner hybrid, I guess you would say.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, the company that owns Carol's now owns most Burger King franchises.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, yeah, WT's like, I'm 40, and most of these are before my... I'm going to be 45 this year, and a lot of these are before our times. Number 6 is Chicken George. I have never heard of this one. Apparently, it was mostly known in Maryland, and they closed. They closed their. They went for bankruptcy in 1991. So.
Bummer. Oh well.
Number 7 is Casa Bonita. No, they're back now.
That's a chain?
They are back. Thanks to the South Park guys, isn't it?
Location is back. Yeah, the South Park guys bought it.
There were 3 of them. That's why they consider it a chain. But remember, they didn't say chains. It just says fast food joints. The South Park guys, they bought it. They renovated it. They reinvented the whole thing. Yeah.
It looks delightful. I would love to visit if I could ever get a fucking ticket.
Yeah. Number 8 is Chi-Chi's. Which I remember.
They gave everybody a disease.
Yeah, that didn't go so well for them.
What happened?
There was
I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was something really serious. Apparently, it was Hep A. Chi-Chi's had the largest hepatitis A outbreak in U.S. history.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
Good God.
I've heard that they are attempting to make a comeback.
They are owned. They are owned by Outback Steakhouse right now.
Mm.
And apparently they do exist, just not in the United States.
Oh.
It's still by the
I think if it was here.
Listen,
I don't recall.
They still operate in Belgium, Luxembourg, Austria, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait.
Huh?
Sure.
Yeah. Number 9 is D-Lights.
These
in the heart?
Lights. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. I hate that song. But basically, they filed for bankruptcy in 1987. So.
Whoa.
Okay, I was almost a year old.
Cool. Number 10 is D's Drive-In, which is one of those, many, many chains that got destroyed by McDonald's. So
they're so close to D's Nuts.
I know, right? Number 11 is Doggy Diner.
Sure.
It makes me think of like a place you take your dog to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they had a dog as like their mascot. They only existed in California, and they closed in 1986.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so I did not exist contemporarily with that restaurant.
Number 11 is Jerry's Hamburgers.
Jerry.
Yeah. So Jerry was actually somebody who was a high-ranking guy at McDonald's and decided to strike out on his own. Mm-hmm. It didn't go so well.
He struck out.
Yeah.
Really?
It started in 1981, and I'm sorry. Actually, no, that's when it started to fail. A few of them still operated independently until 1999. Yeah, Michael Keaton crushed him, exactly. Well, yeah, it's still Jerry. I didn't say how it was spelled.
Like a Jerry curl?
Yeah, well,
no, that's G-H-E-R-I.
Yeah, no, it's G-E-R-I. Number 13 is Geno's Hamburgers. Technically, it's Geno's Hamburgers and Chicken, but okay. So this is from the late 50s. They closed in the 80s. So there you go.
They had their run.
Yeah. Number 14 is Heap Big Beef. Would you eat at a place called Heap Big Beef?
Probably.
I don't know, man. I kind of might.
I don't know.
I like Arby's. So.
Well, basically, this is the same sort of thing. It was roast beef sandwiches.
I'll take a big beef.
They only existed in the 60s and 70s. So.
See, Alice knows what's up.
Number 15 is Henry's Hamburgers.
Okay.
So basically, they used to be a chain, and there's only one left.
Oh.
But there is one.
Yep, there is one in Chicago.
There can be only one.
How much beef? A heap. Number 16 is Howard Johnson's.
Hey, okay.
I've heard of that.
Yes. They actually closed. It says last year. Hold on. When was this posted? This is from 2019. So they closed in 2018.
There was one straggler restaurant I remember reading about.
Not to be confused with the chain of motels here.
Motel,
Well, they were one and the same.
Yeah, but the restaurant doesn't exist anymore, but the hotels still do.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Number 17 is La Petite Boulangerie. So it was a fast food bakery, which to me is just a strange sort of concept. But then again, I guess that is what Dunkin' Donuts is.
Crumble cookies, even.
That's what America runs on.
Yeah.
They do.
They were bought by Pepsi at some point, and then they became Mrs. Fields.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Cookies.
Number 18 is Little Tavern, which, honestly, based on the picture, I wouldn't step inside of this restaurant because I'm pretty sure just stepping inside would give me food poisoning.
Jeez.
Ooh, that means it's probably delicious.
Well, they only existed in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
Number 19 is something called Lums, which I guess was a hot dog stand. Lums.
Oh no.
They filed for bankruptcy in 1983. Number 20 is Milligan's Beefy Burgers. I'm glad to know that the burgers are beefy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, glad they specified.
Yes, it'd be weird if they weren't, right?
What if it's not like they're beef-like burgers?
Beefy in quotes.
Yeah.
Those quotes would be doing a lot of work.
Beef-esque. Yeah, they basically just like McDonald's and Burger King push them out. So, Number 21 is Mighty Casey's. This is another hot dog joint. You know, so basically they stopped existing in 1944.
Sure. Yeah, I know all about them.
Yeah. Well, remember the whole point is you're not supposed to know any of them.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah. Number 22
are there any hot dog joints still around? Sorry.
It's Nathan's.
Nathan's.
Yeah, Nathan's.
Okay.
Number 22 is Noggles, which honestly sounds like a strip joint more than a taco stand, but okay.
Yeah, naughty ogles.
Noggles, yeah. So yeah, it was a Southern California chain, and they tried to reboot it in 2015. And there's a few restaurants that call themselves Noggles 2.0. But yeah, I mean, with Del Taco and Taco Bell existing, and plus the fact that you're in Southern California, you can get real tacos. Yeah.
I don't know. Noggles sounds like the name of a fantasy villain Stoofy sidekick.
Noggles, silence.
Noggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 43 is Pizza Haven, which was this is very specific to Seattle. There were 42 of them at one point, which is that's a lot for a chain that is only in one city. But when they filed for bankruptcy in 1998, there was only one left, and then it closed in 2012.
It had a run.
Yeah, a hell of a run, I would say. Seattle's a big city. I know, but I'm saying that like that's a lot of pizza restaurants. That's just one chain. There's probably a shit ton of other pizza places in Seattle. You know.
How many huts they got?
I can't believe this, but the next one, not only is it called Pumpernick, but the logo looks almost exactly like the Burger King logo.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently they served burgers on pumpernickel bread. I was preparing myself to say pumpernickel.
I know.
Yeah. So they served burgers on pumpernickel bread.
Oh, I would do that.
I would not. Apparently, that just seems wrong. Like pumpernickel is for toasting and having butter on it, not for a hamburger. Apparently, they were very popular in Argentina.
Oh.
But once McDonald's and Burger King found their way into Argentina, they're like, wait a minute, we can have burgers that aren't on pumpernickel? That's an option? Oh, and then
the best McDonald's I ever had was in Argentina.
And then Burger King sued them about the logo.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Number 25 is I would never eat at a place with this name, Pup and Taco.
Oh no.
What?
Well, I guess you get a pop and you get a taco.
No, pup. Like a dog.
Maybe
pup.
Like hot dogs?
It is hot dogs, but who calls hot dogs pups?
I think a pup tent.
Bad people.
Yeah.
I have heard corn dogs referred to as pronto pups.
Okay, that's what? Wait.
Yeah. It's like a central Pennsylvania thing.
Good grief. Taco dogs.
You look, I've been to central Pennsylvania, and their streets are red, so they don't get to say anything.
Yeah, I know. They don't count, but, like, they do that, so.
Their streets run
red? Yeah, I'm with WT. Would you like a cooked pup? The fuck? Like, yeah, just call it taco dogs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah. Basically, they started in 1956. They were all in California, but Taco Bell bought most of their locations, so.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Just all these big companies just cannibalizing everything.
Look, I'd rather eat at Taco Bell any day than something called Pup and Taco.
Pup and Taco. Yeah, I'm with you.
Pup and Bell, yeah. Number 26 is Red Barn. This was a sandwich shop.
Oh.
So There you go.
Nothing wrong with a good sandwich.
Yeah. They basically only existed in Ohio, and their buildings looked like barns, so it was kind of a, you know how like Pizza Hut had those very distinct buildings, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could always the Arlen Barn, best meatloaf in the county, now serving sandwiches. All right, number 27 is the Royal Castle.
Oh.
Fit for a king, yeah. Apparently they were kind of like the original Slider shop in a way, you know?
Oh.
Then here comes White Castle.
Yeah. They only existed in Miami.
Oh.
Yeah. They were bought out in 1969, and then things got worse, and they were liquidated in 1975, but there's still apparently one left.
Hell yeah.
Is it just
Good
me,
job,
or is this
Royal
list in
Castle.
perfect lexicographical order? I think it is. I think you're right. Number 28 is Steak and Ale. Dude, I would so go to a
remember
place
them.
called Steak and Ale.
You know what you're getting. I hope.
Yeah, right.
It was like a Bennigan's.
Yeah, it's like a steakhouse. It just without like the whole like Irish theme that Bennigan's has. It was actually founded by the same guy who made Chili's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
but they closed in 2008.
Oh, more recent than some others.
Yes.
Really?
No. Yep. Number 29 is Sandy's. Yeah, these are in lexicographical order. Sandy's is basically let's see. So basically, these four guys thought we could do that McDonald's shit, and they became Hardee's.
I wish we had Hardee's up here.
We don't have them anywhere near here, not even Carl's Jr. Number 30 is, oh my god, this is an uncomfortable name for a restaurant. It's Sambo's.
Oh yeah,
boy.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
It's exactly as
So-
racist as you think
Why
it
did they
is.
Yep,
close?
they were protested, and there were lawsuits involved. They tried to change their name a few times, but nothing really stuck, and in 1981, that was it for them.
Hardee's is Carl's Jr. Welcome to Carl's Jr. I love
Yeah, I'm just saying we don't have either of them here, you know? I know they're the same thing, basically. Number 31 is Taco Viva. That sounds like a good
Sounds
place,
fun.
right? Yeah, I would go to a Taco Viva, right?
There you go.
In the
Sounds energetic and delightful.
apparently they were
Wow.
the preeminent taco place in the 50s,
Oh,
but they just changed hands too many times, and it just kind of killed them. And then the 60s Taco Bell came along, so
well, I mean, how popular were tacos in the 50s? Was it like a really hot thing then?
I
You
mean,
know?
if you're in like places with a large Hispanic culture, yeah. I mean, like
I suppose.
California and Texas.
I guess I'm just thinking of Americana in general. Wouldn't
Yeah.
the 50s be all about burgers and fries?
Well, it was, but there's a lot of different places, Number 32
Yeah.
is Tops Drive-In, home of the sirloiner.
Oh no.
Sir, oh my.
This is like one of the many drive-up places that McDonald's just drove into the ground,
There are many racist fast
Yeah.
food chains?
There really are, unfortunately, yeah. I'll have a Tops Bottom, please. Oh!
Ayo, whoa.
Number 33 is 2 pesos, speaking of racist fast food chains. Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's from
So wait,
Mexico.
so both Tops Drive-In and 2 Pesos share the same fate. They both merged with Geno's.
Oh, the
Geno's,
same
okay.
Geno's that was mentioned above.
Exactly, the same one.
Just coming along and Pac-Manning both of them.
Yeah. Number 34 is something called Wag's Family Restaurant.
No thanks.
Weird. So apparently
Let's go
it was
eat at a
a
Wag's.
casual dining experience that was owned by Walgreens.
I'm sorry, the fuck what?
It's a lot to unpack, isn't it?
That is.
It was in the 70s and 80s, and then they started selling off the locations, and yeah, by the 90s they were gone. Number 35.
Shoppers Drug Mart had their own restaurant.
Number 35 is Wetson's.
Oh, I can see why they closed.
Wetson's.
Oh, Wetson's. I mean, it was just another burger and fry place, so
Yeah.
Let's see. Apparently they're owned by Nathan's at this point. You knew it was going to be Wetson's? There you go. Number 36 is, oh my god. Okay, White Tower Hamburgers.
I have heard of that.
Sounds familiar.
So this is like that movie Coming to America where the guy had the restaurant called McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
So they were sued by White Castle. White Castle won. They had to change the whole vibe, and then nobody cared. Howard and Keenan go to White Tower, according to D-Pad down Danny. Number 37 is Wimpy's Grill. This is one of the oldest hamburger chains.
I've been to Wimpy's, actually.
Yeah. I mean, they started dying out in 1977, so you must have seen the last throes of it, huh?
Maybe it lasted longer in Canada or something, but it didn't last long.
Yeah. Number 38 is Winkies, which...
Ew.
Sure.
Yeah, it was exclusive to Pennsylvania. It was a typical sort of place. They sold burgers for 15 cents. And then
their catchphrase, "Show me your Winky."
Apparently, their catchphrase was "Winkies makes you happy to go hungry," or to be hungry, rather.
To go hungry.
Wow.
Honestly,
that's bold.
Either way is weird, right? Look, if he wasn't my Winky was a key. Number 39 is VIPs, which was the largest restaurant chain in Oregon.
Oh.
Yeah, but then it didn't go so well. Apparently, let's see. They once had 53 standalone stores, but then they sold 35 of them to Denny's, and then it all went downhill from there.
Well, like Denny's.
Yeah. And then number 40 is Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Oh, good boy. Oh, boy.
That's uncomfortable. Sure. I refuse to eat at any place that has doodle in the name.
That's probably one of the dishes. I'd like a Yankee Doodle.
That's just dandy. Yeah, but I wouldn't eat at a place called Cheese Doodles. So it was another typical hamburger joint that just didn't make it. This was really fun though. I can say that I have never been to a single one of these.
I've been to Wimpy's.
You've been to Wimpy's. I've never been to any one of these. And I will have to say, even though I heard the food is absolutely terrible, if I was to pick one to eat at, I will agree with Elisa, and I would want to go to Casa Bonita just for the sort of experience,
Yeah, I'd go for the experience too.
So out of 40, 35?
I'll give it a 37 because I think there were only like 3 that I didn't really know, or that I had 3 that I had heard of.
I was gonna say, if you knew all but 3, that would be impressive as fuck.
Myself.
Yeah, I had that happen to me in the bathroom the other day. No,
Hey-o.
Almighty Santa has been to Pup and Taco.
Oh no.
Yeesh. All right, well here's another list submitted by the Duke of Nukem, which oh my god, this is from BuzzFeed, and every time I get something from BuzzFeed, I'm just amazed that BuzzFeed is still a thing.
All right, good lord.
Maybe they're bigger than ever.
Well, no, they're really not. 65 things that 80s kids haven't thought about in over 20 years.
65? Okay.
That's a lot, but okay. Let's see. Number 1, Garfield pencil huggers that were actually really impractical. First off, what the fuck is a pencil hugger? That sounds
kind of like the clippy thing that you would like spring the hug part open and it would just like clip onto your pencil.
It literally hugs a pencil.
The picture of it just looks like just a plushie of Garfield. Number 2 is shiny Sandy Lion stickers.
Sandy Lion?
Oh yeah, their
little
their logo was a little yellow lion.
They have kind of like that refracted look, like that holofoil sort of thing.
I remember you put 25 cents in the machine and you can get like 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3, and Mrs. Grossman stickers, which always had a cute minimal design. Yeah, those are basically silhouettes. Number 4, this Hanna-Barbera logo. It was the swoopy thing with the star.
Yeah.
Number 5, Serendipity books, which had so 70s looking covers, probably because they were drawn in the 70s.
Heard of those.
Probably. Yeah.
Number 6, Bruce Coville books with their very late 80s looking covers.
Loved those.
Yeah.
Bruce Coville?
Yeah, he wrote a lot of like these weird little horror books that kids would eat up. Number 7, Garbage Pail Kids cards, which came wrapped in waxy packaging.
I have thought of them since then. Yeah.
How about the fact that they made a Garbage Pail Kids movie and then didn't release it?
It was very
Yeah.
gross looking.
Number 8, puffy fabric paints that you would use to decorate T-shirts.
Puff
An
paint.
entire birthday party where we decorated T-shirts with puffy paint.
They did
It
release it.
ruled.
I thought it didn't get an actual release, and it just kind of escaped. Number 9, play tents that would easily fall apart if you moved wrong. Yup, I remember those.
Yeah. Didn't take much.
Yeah. Number 10. Oh my god, this exact casserole dish that every '80s mom owned. I have to put it on the screen because
Yes, please do. I need to know.
No lie, we had this shit. Wait, where's Streamlabs? Seriously, where is it? Oh, there it is. We literally had this exact dish.
Yeah, I need to pop in.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have that downstairs
Yeah.
in my kitchen right now. My grandma gave them to me.
my God.
T-Pad Denny says, "Is it white and blue?"
Yeah.
It sure. Everybody,
That's the
it is
good
true.
shit Pyrex, man.
Why did everybody have that exact dish?
It's so bizarre.
Pyrex,
I mean,
man.
yeah, well, they were good. They were very sturdy. Number 11, the FHE logo that appeared before a whole bunch of your favorite VHS tapes.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 12, wildlife treasury in the box that you always pinched your fingers on.
I don't know that one.
They were sort of like zoo books, but they came in this weird
Okay.
green. It was like the cases that you'd put like records in, like the 45s with the clasp.
Okay.
And you would absolutely pinch your fingers in them, absolutely.
Pinch the clasp, yeah.
Number 13, the Alf puppets that you can get at Burger King.
We had the baseball one.
I wanted one, but my parents never got one.
Yeah. Number 14, nerd cereal that tasted like pure sugar.
Never had that
he's
one.
back
I
in
remember it, but-
I did have it once. It was sort of similar to like the Nintendo cereal where it was like two halves. One was one flavor and the other was the other.
Oh, was it Ralston? They used to do all kinds of weird
Ralston
cereals.
Purina just would shit anything out with a license. Number 11, the right to say no commercial that played all the time during cartoons.
Yeah.
Number 16.
I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey.
Yeah, you're a turkey. Yeah, I remember that. Trace and color coloring books, which were kind of lame.
Yeah.
They were.
You would always run out of tracing paper.
They were, yeah, absolutely. They didn't give you enough.
No.
Number 17, Chef Boyardee tic-tac-toe pasta.
I don't think they have.
I remember
yeah.
seeing it advertised, but
Yeah.
It's just X's and O's, but, you know,
yeah.
fun.
When you really want to play with your food. Number 18, Tupperware sippy cups that gave a little bit of plastic flavor to anything you drank out of them.
They kind of did.
Yeah, they really did. Number 19, the Montgomery Ward Christmas catalog, which is just Christmas catalogs in general.
Yeah,
I just
Sears
think of
catalog.
the Sears one, yeah.
Number 20, bracelet pens, which dried out super quickly. Yeah,
I don't think I had those.
they were terrible. Number 21, these change purses that fell apart super quickly. With
Change purses.
they look like almost like a, what do you call it, a pin cushion.
Oh.
That's what the design is like. Number 22, Animalia, which featured some amazing illustrations.
Animality.
I don't know that one.
It was just a book of drawings of animals. So the rubber ones with the slit. Yeah, exactly, D-Pad Danny. See, you know. Number 23, these McDonald's glasses that randomly appeared in your family's kitchen and were faded as heck.
Are those the ones that give you lead poisoning?
I'm not sure if they were the ones that would, give you heavy metal poisoning, but they
Those
were
were the Shrek ones, weren't they?
No, these were the ones
I
like
thought it was like a good portion of those.
these were like the McDonald's characters on them, like Grimace and all that bullshit. Number 24, and McDonald's disposable cups that looked like this. It was the one with Ronald McDonald doing the OK sign and all the M's on it.
Yeah, I remember those.
Number 25, the Fraggle Rock Happy Meal toys that were all sorts of amazing.
I
They
don't
had like
think.
vegetable cars or something
Yeah,
like that.
they were
Like,
in
I
they were in like
remember
little
those.
cars that were shaped like eggplants and shit like that. Yeah.
I wanted them, but I don't think Canada had Happy Meals yet.
Dang. Number 26, Pictionary Jr., which you really never ended up playing right.
That was legit. I loved
Fair
that
enough.
shit.
Number 27, the oh-so-cool Fisher-Price Little People Zoo playset.
Yes, that ruled. We had that.
I
There was
remember
like a
seeing
track
it on
that
TV.
went around it.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I don't know why, but there was like a track. Number 28,
cool.
Nickelodeon's Noozles cartoon series, which was an afternoon staple. Never saw it.
I don't know that one. No.
They were like little koala bears. I don't know.
Oh.
Number 29, Wacky Winder's kite spool that tried to make kite spools cool.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, like it's literally like a Barbie branded kite spool. They basically put brands on these kite spools, and they're like, "Hey kids, we're gonna make kite spools cool. You can get with like Barbie or Batman or whatever the fuck, right?" Number 30, Jerry O'Connell as a kid with superpowers on My Secret Identity. Don't think I ever saw that show, to be honest with you.
Pre-Sliders, O'Connell.
Yep. Number 31, The Munsters Today, which was a very random reboot of the original The Munsters TV series from the 60s.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing that existed. No,
all I can say, very weird that it was in color.
Oh, yeah.
Just very weird.
Yeah.
Number 32, The Bitchy Tootsie Roll Pop Owl. One, two, 3. And then he bites the motherfucker. 3.
You asshole, give me another one.
Yeah. Number 30. Number 33. The bendable hand keychain that would start falling apart within a month.
I never even had keys, but I had one.
Nobody had keys. We were kids.
Exactly.
Number 34, those weird flashes that you would need to put on the camera. Oh, those giant...
You mean a flash globe?
Yeah, but they were like these giant stacks of,
lights.
Okay.
I remember my grandma had, they were a little bigger than, like, a die.
These were like a remote control size.
These will do damage to your eyes.
Yeah. Number 35, and real cameras that were just made for kids. Yep, there were a lot of that.
Yep.
Number 36, halogen pendant lights that looked so chic but got so hot that you could cook a pizza under them.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nobody talks about the fox in that commercial because most people aren't weird like you, Moogle. Number 37, kitchen glassware. And number 38, and ceramic containers that came in that country goose design.
Oh, God, that's what my parents' kitchen was.
Oh, yeah.
Until they remodeled it. It was country goose themed.
My grandma had a few country goose things.
My grandparents...
They had wallpaper that went around the border.
Yeah.
And they had a toilet... paper towel holder that had like a little goose that screwed on.
I mean, I would want to have that just because goose, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with a goose or an alligator is right up my alley, right? Number 39, Chuck E. Cheese. When he looked like this, it's the old horrifying Chuck E. Cheese. Not that the new one's any better.
I had a bank.
Yeah.
From Chuck E. Cheese.
Number 40, General Foods International Coffee, which he thought was the fanciest coffee ever. Well, I mean, the commercials made it seem fancy.
Oh, yeah. Well, it said international. That's how you knew it was fancy.
Yeah.
More than one nation?
Yeah. Jean-Luc. Number 41, novelty telephones in the shape of high-heeled pumps, which you also thought were fancy. No, I didn't think those were fancy.
A hamburger phone?
Well, they're talking about the high-heel shoe phone. Like, I'm sorry, you look like a dumbass with that thing. Number 42, the utterly delightful Ralph S. Mouse adaptations that aired on ABC Weekend Specials.
I liked the books. I don't remember the cartoon, whatever the hell they were.
It wasn't. It was like a puppetry thing, and it was horrifying.
Oh, I probably would have liked it then. I like puppets.
Number 43, the Muzzy commercial that ran all the time.
Je suis la jeune fille.
You're the young girl?
That's what she says in the commercial?
Yes, D-pad. It was the mouse on the motorcycle. Number 44, Olen Mills photos that look like this. I don't know. This photo is definitely Will Ferrell, but where it's like he's looking forward, and then there's like an inset of his head looking outwards, smiling.
Oh, like the kind you had to go to like the mall to get your family pictures taken?
Kind of like glamour shots, but not as good.
Yeah.
Number 45, pencil grips that supposedly made it easier to write. Yeah, they would just sell any piece of rubber back in the day, you know? Like, here's this useless piece of rubber that you could put on your pencil. Does it do anything? It comes in 5 colors.
Wow.
It's safe to eat.
Yeah. Number 46, Giggles cookies, which had faces that creeped you out a little.
I never had those, but I have friends that to this day speak so highly of these fucking cookies.
I have had them. They were, I mean, just imagine like a shortbread cookie kind of like hybrided with a Hydrox.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Number 47, pencil sharpeners that look like this. Nah, dude, we had way older. Okay, first of all, let me put this up. because this is like a legitimate pencil sharpener from the 80s. But if you were going to New York City public
I
schools,
remember that.
see, now here's the thing: if you were going
But
to
you wouldn't have had that. You would have had a manual one.
yeah, let me say what I'm trying to say. If you were going to, like I was, New York City public schools in the 80s, you had this old metal mangling machine from the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it sounded like you were grinding up metal in that thing. Well, I guess it worked technically.
You were grinding up
like
wood
attempt to sharpen your pencil, but it would never really work exactly
you were
right.
grinding wood. Number 40, dude. You think Cookie Puss is suggestive? Moogle, you need help. Number 48, spirograph sets that came in this packaging, and well, it's the same packaging everything else came in. To be honest,
yeah,
just kids pretending like that shit's fun. Number 49, Morris the cat from the 9 Lives cat food commercials. God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Number 50, the Ewoks cartoon series. Calm down, Moogle.
That was my first exposure to Star Wars anything.
Really? That's interesting.
And then Droids was second.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really started from the bottom, huh?
Now I'm here.
And you're back at the bottom. Number 51, cassette tape storage drawers, which were so much fun to organize. Yeah, I never had one of these.
I did like organizing them. I didn't have many, but I liked it.
Number 52, metal lunch boxes that would also start rusting kind of quick.
See, by the time I got lunch boxes, they were plastic.
Most of the ones that I remember were plastic. Number 53, triangle highlighters that looked so futuristic. I mean, they look like a mint, so it was like this, like it was literally like a little like a puck with 3 edges, and it had like a yellow, pink, and green, you know.
Oh, okay.
The problem is because they were so compact, like that, they were very easy to lose. Number 54, stores that look so futuristic because they had a Memphis group design aesthetic. Yeah, I remember that, and it was a migraine, not even a virtual. It was just a migraine to look at that shit. Glad that went out of style. I just stepped into the music video for Herbie Hancock's Rocket. Number 55, the pop artsy and catchy whatchamacallit commercial. If I tried, I could probably sing the song from memory. Chewy, chocolatey, whatchamacallit, whatever it is, whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was a weird commercial. What the hell?
It sure sold a lot of candy bars. Number 56, sports bloopers VHS tapes that for some reason every family owned.
Oh, we had our share.
No, we didn't have those, actually.
No, none here.
Nobody gave a fuck. Number 57, the Nerf air hockey table set, which was never like real air hockey table. Well, no, because it was approximately 4 inches across. I mean, the thing was tiny. Number 58, puffy stickers that never stuck right to anything. The color forms.
Yeah. Oh, color forms.
Color forms were the
color
shit.
Forms.
I actually still have a color form set.
But they didn't really stick to anything. It is true. Number 59, Herself, the Elf, Books and Toys. I've never heard of this. Herself,
I don't know this.
I have a vague recollection.
Number 60, giant Swatch watches, wall clocks, which were design goals. So basically, at some point in history, they invented the clock. And then they said, can we make this smaller? And after many centuries of engineering, they invented the watch. And then somebody said, can we make that into a clock? And then some asshole bought it.
I've recently learned that wristwatches only became chic during the First World War when it was really inconvenient to take your pocket watch out.
Yeah.
So they invented like a leather strap to attach pocket watch to your wrist.
Never forget what they
from the Antiques Roadshow.
Never forget what they took away from us because pocket watches were way swaggier.
Yeah.
Number 61, toothpaste toppers. What the fuck is a toothpaste topper?
Fuck if I've never heard of
it. The Muppet toothpaste.
I mean, it shows a picture of. Oh, it's this thing you put on the toothpaste that is some brand or other. The one I'm looking at is Rainbow Bright. So it literally is just like an extra thing to go on your toothpaste tube. So you just have to squeeze.
To wash
You have to really squeeze really fucking hard at that point. Number 62, metal 3D pin art toys, which always smelled like a bag of nickels.
Oh, those were the shit.
Yeah, because they were made out of nickel. I mean.
Yeesh.
Number 63, Ice Capades. It featured your favorite cartoon characters. I actually saw on live TV the Super Mario Brothers Ice Capades thing.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I remember
Oh,
watching
man.
it. It was so goofy and awkward that even the announcers were making fun of it. They said, King Koopa looks like... The one comment that I remember is King Koopa looks like Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, my God.
Well, because it was Mr. Belvedere. The same actor. Number 64, the Fisher-Price McDonald's drive-thru playset, which was just something you needed.
I don't know.
Not so much. And finally, number 65, and finally the "but I'm drinking milk" ads that made you really believe milk would turn you into a model. No, we didn't believe it, but we liked looking at the girl in the commercial.
I don't remember this ad.
It would show this. It would show this boy like around like 12 years old, and he'd be hitting on this much older girl, and she was like this. You know, she looked like a model, and he's like, "Hey, baby," and she's like, "Ew, kid, get away from me." And he's like, "But I'm drinking milk. I'm gonna be strong someday." And then she's like, says something like, "I'll call you in 5 years" or something like that. Yeah. Nobody believed that would happen, but there was a girl in a bathing suit.
Hey.
So there you go.
There you go.
Out of 65, this was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A little trip down memory lane. I do remember most of these things. I'm going to give it a 60.
I'll do a 62 because there were some that were just a little bit older than my time.
Yeah.
But
there's a chunk of these I hadn't heard of, but I probably have seen in passing.
To be fair, I did get the distinct feeling that this might have been very US centric.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably stuff I could name. You'd be like, what the fuck is that?
I'd be like, huh? Okay, Bort sent me a list from MovieWeb, which is 15 movies that were filmed in a month or less.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's impressive to film a movie that quickly. Usually it's a long process, you know?
Shotgun movie set.
Yeah, right? So let's see. Number 15 is American Graffiti, which I think me and Alice are planning to watch this soon. Haven't seen it in a very long time. They filmed it in 28 days. That's impressive. As the pictures, of course, of the... next week we're going to watch it. An extremely young Harrison Ford. Ooh. Number 14, apparently Rocky was also filmed in 28 days. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, it won Best Picture.
Sometimes I feel like, Buddha's not a regular canine, you know?
Want to fight the fight? Don't fight the fight.
Number 13, Moonlight was filmed in 25 days. Also won Best Picture.
Yeah.
There you go. Two Academy Award-winning Best Pictures back-to-back that were filmed in less than a month.
Are you listening, Hollywood?
Yeah. Number 12, I really like this film. I haven't seen it in a while. Memento was filmed in 25 days. I mean, it's had a small cast and not many locations, so I can see that. Really good movie, though.
I like the concept, yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Let's see. We'll see if Clerks is on here. I would imagine that could be. Number 11, another film that I'm very fond of, and I believe it also won Best Picture, is Birdman. That was filmed in 23 days.
Birdman.
I haven't thought about that one in a while.
Birdman was awesome.
Yeah, no, I remember it being very interesting.
I do love that they made it appear as if the entire movie was one shot. Yeah, we watched it not super long. It was like last year we watched it. Number 10, Halloween was filmed in 20 days. I mean, this was a kind of an indie movie. I mean,
yeah, but man, imagine the hours. Good.
Yeah. Number 9 is Whiplash, which was filmed in 19 days.
Oh God, that's one we hear about in bands all the time.
This is the first one on here that I haven't actually seen yet, but I've heard it's very popular with band people.
Yeah. Everybody knows that director.
Number 8 is Phone Booth, which was filmed in 12 days. To be fair, Phone Booth is only like an hour long, so I can see, and it's mostly filmed in one location. It's a really short movie. Kind of the last hurrah for Joel Schumacher. He kind of had a bad rap for a while. People forgot that he could make good movies, and then he put out Phone Booth, which was very good. Number 7 is Before Sunset, which was filmed in 15 days. I thought we were going by diminishing time, but apparently we're not.
From 12 to 15.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 6 is The Blair Witch Project. That was filmed in 8 days, and it really looked like a movie that was, I mean, they were going for, found footage anyway, so it made perfect sense to do it.
Tons of improv.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wouldn't have worked if... And the fact that the sequel was as bad as it was kind of proves that if you put effort into something like that, it's going to turn out shitty.
Weird as that works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Locke, which was filmed in 8 days. No, I'm not familiar with this movie, though. So.
8 days, though?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it gets even more impressive because at number 4, Russian Ark was filmed in 4 days.
Wow. I've never heard of that one.
How long
That's impressive either way.
It was like, it says, according to this, it was also like Birdman, that it appeared to be one continuous take.
That's insane.
And that apparently it was a really good movie. Number 3, the original version of Little Shop of Horrors was filmed in 3 days. Considering that it was, honestly, considering that it was a Roger Corman film, he was notorious for banging out a quick film in a weekend anyway, so.
Didn't that have Nicholson in it for a bit?
Jack Nicholson was the guy that came to the dentist, all excited. It was his first role.
Yeah.
And then they, who played that character in the remake? I think it was Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, and he loved it.
But that was the idea though, that the guy loved going to the dentist. Number 2, The Terror was filmed in only 2 days, and that's another Roger Corman film, so no shock there.
Dang.
And finally, I mean, this one is obviously a bit of a cheat in a way, but Victoria was filmed in exactly 4 hours because...
Oh, wow.
Well, that's the whole idea of it,
What, real time?
It was just, they followed this girl, around for a single night of her life and how it, her whole life kind of goes topsy-turvy in just one evening, and it had it should go topsy-turvy sometimes. It had a really small budget, and they did it was actually done in one continuous take. It was mostly improvised.
Wow.
Like the script was basically just bullet points, like here, just hit this, So yeah, they basically...
It's an inventive idea.
If anybody flubbed a line, it was, all right, we'll just keep rolling, There you go. Okay. Impressive as hell, and a lot of these movies I have seen, and a lot of them, the ones that I have seen out of these are very good, so I'm going to take their word for it that the rest of them are good. So yeah, how many of these? Were these 10? Let's see. 15 out of 15.
I will give that one a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos to them. 15 out of 15 for... just getting it in the can.
Just impressing us, at least, right? Okay, Bort sends us a list from a YouTuber named Hallowed Be Thy Game.
That's fun.
And this is 9 games that this guy likes that are hated. I guess hated games that he likes. Let's see what's on here.
We've all got at least one.
Yeah. So the first one here, they're not numbered or anything, is Hero Must Die Again, which I don't know that game.
No.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but that's it.
Then next is Vampire Hunter D. Which, most people aren't too fond of that game. But okay.
I don't know if they hate it, though.
Yeah. Poison Control is a game that I've never heard of.
What? Does it say what it's on?
No. There's no information whatsoever.
Like the Jaguar or something?
No, it doesn't. There's no information. The next one is Demon Ex Machina, which I've also never heard of. There you go.
Heard of it. But again, that's it.
Do people hate Persona 5 Strikers? Because that's the next thing on the list.
I didn't, but it's not the main game. It's kind of like a side. It's like a Dynasty Warriors clone.
Well,
I didn't think people hated it. We enjoyed it.
I know it's not Persona 5, but I didn't know that people hated it.
Yeah, I didn't.
The next two are, there's Metal Max Xeno and then Metal Max Xeno Reborn. I guess they remade it and people still hated it, but this guy liked it both times.
Hated it.
Mm-hmm. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I've never met anyone who dislikes it. I've heard of people who like the other ones better. But the closest, because I'm playing through this on Saturdays and I love it. And I've had a lot of people come into the chat to specifically tell me that it was their favorite Xenoblade. And while it's not my favorite Xenoblade, I think it's fantastic. The closest that I came was when I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles Cross. I said that I was going to do 2 next, and there was this one guy who said that he thought 2 was just kind of average. But that person was only there for that game, so I don't know. Yeah. And then the last one on here is Soul Hackers 2, which I've heard of it, but I'm not aware of people hating it.
Shrug.
Yeah.
See,
my husband
honestly
played it. I don't think he hated it.
I honestly feel like this is a pretty wimpy list, because what I would really like to see is just games that are just really notoriously fucking awful, and for somebody to come out and say, you know what, I like that game.
I also feel like this guy must be in some really weird circles.
Yeah, maybe
if he's hearing people saying that some of these games that are
yeah, you know what?
Fine.
Hallowed be thy game. If you ever happen to hear this, maybe your friends are just super fucking toxic. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody came out and said Deadly Towers is their favorite game, I'd be like, that's interesting.
See, now, I kind of like Deadly Towers, but I'll admit that it's not great. You know what I mean? I mean, I think a great example would be if somebody came in and just said, oh, I fucking love Bubsy 3D. That would blow my brain out. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Luke's like, I like Bubsy too. Because he would.
No, he actually said he likes... Yeah, Bubsy 2 is in the second one, but he hates the first one.
Was True Crime New York City bad? Because Streets of LA people liked. I guess the sequel sucks.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. Like if somebody... Like if it was something that, like, was just generally shit on. Like, if somebody said they love Shadow the Hedgehog. You know what I mean? That would be something that I would want to see.
That makes me think different things about that person.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay, Bort also sent me this list of launch games nobody remembers by a YouTuber named Cultured Vultures, which is a great username, by the way.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a couple of their videos.
Oh, okay. I've never even heard of them until before now. But there are 10 of these, and they're just launch titles that we, for one reason or another, that we don't remember.
Like, that was a launch title?
Oh my god. Lykios likes Shadow the Hedgehog.
There you go.
Womp womp.
Hey, somebody did, so good for you.
Zelda 2 isn't really hated, by the way. I've never...
No.
It really isn't.
It's just the black sheep.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's just it's not even that. It's just the one that was different.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 1 is Crime Crackers for the PS1. It was a sort of just a quirky little dungeon crawler, and it didn't really stand out, so we forgot about it.
I'll take a plate of Crime Crackers, put some peanut butter on it.
Number 2 is Kiliak the DNA Imperative, which was another PlayStation launch title. See, the thing is, there were a shit fucking ton of PlayStation launch titles. You really don't remember most of them, because the PlayStation kind of took a little while to get the ball rolling, you know?
Yeah, and I don't remember either of these so far.
Now, here's one that I do remember, but just because I played it kind of sort of recently, which is Battle Arena Toshinden, which was another PlayStation launch title. It wasn't super good. And that's the thing about it, is that there were a couple other fighting games that were launch titles that were better for PlayStation. It did get some sequels. The second one is like a little bit better. The third one's actually quite good, and the fourth one is one of the worst games I've ever played. And then they never made any of those.
Oof.
Number 4 is Clockwork Knight, which was a launch title for the Saturn. It looked cool, but that's about it. It just looked cool.
I played it. It feels janky and
once you get past the cool graphics, there's not a whole lot going on there.
Even then, you're like, I don't know.
Number 5 is Trick Style, which was a Dreamcast launch game, but that's it. It was a hoverboard racing game, and it just wasn't good. Yeah. Number
Sonic Riders.
Yeah. Number 6 is Smuggler's Run, which was a launch title for the PlayStation 2. Which, I think there was a little bit of hype around this game, and then Grand Theft Auto 3 happened, and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, oops.
Number 4 is Cell Damage, which was an Xbox launch title. It was also on the GameCube.
Cell shading.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do remember this game because it was a very sort of goofy game where you had these like cutesy sort of cars. It was sort of like Twisted Metal, but instead of like guns and stuff, it would be like a boxing glove or a chainsaw, you know.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. Number 8 is Untold Legends Dark Kingdom, which was one of the many PlayStation 3 launch games that we all forgot about.
Oh,
I sure did.
Yeah. And number 9 is Genji Days of the Blade from PlayStation 3.
I vaguely remember that one.
See, here's the thing. Everybody forgot Genji Day of the Blade, but everybody remembers Giant Enemy Crab.
I remember Lair.
And, hey, we're getting raided by Shiny Mudkip. Yo! What's up, Shiny Mudkip? How's it going? What were you streaming? Hello!
Hello.
La la la. What were you playing today? Not just any Mudkip, but a shiny one. You know, you see the pink one show up, the sparkles come out, and you go, my game glitched, I better reset.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody remembers Giant Enemy Crab. Everybody remembers the memes, you know, hit the weak point for massive damage. Nobody remembers what the game was called. Oh, Persona 5. There you go. Nice. And number 10 is Godfall, which was a PS5 launch title. Oh. So, let's make you pay $70 for a looter shooter that has the personality of a gold-plated toaster. That's tough.
Ooh, that's some evocative wordplay there.
That is tough.
I don't know any PS5 launch titles. I didn't even know when the damn thing launched.
Now you know one. Alice, you'll be choosing our raid target today. Okay, yeah, out of I can't say, I don't disagree with any of these. These are all launch titles, and they were all... I think
that was a good list.
The one that I remember is Cell Damage, but it's probably only because I played it.
I remember
Killy,
but literally only because I was watching a YouTube video about a video game store this morning, and it was there. Yeah, and Battle Arena Toshinden, just because, like I said, I played it kind of recently. See, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, yeah. There you go. All right, here's another one from Bort. This is from Totally Tubular Jonathan.
That's 2.
That's 2. That's our total. That's our Jonathan limit for the month, right? We will be taking a hiatus from Totally Tubular Jonathan and his weird Pikmin piss cup until July. He's just this is pretty simply just ranking the Mario Kart games from worst to best, which is especially interesting because a new Mario Kart just dropped.
World.
Yeah. So there are actually 11 Mario Kart games. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
There are 11 of them. There's actually 12, but there's 2 that he's sort of lumping together, and I think it's understandable why, and you'll understand when we get to that.
8 and 8 Deluxe.
No, not that. I guess he is, because 8 isn't on the list. He just mentions 8 Deluxe, but there's another one that are 2 completely separate games that he's lumping together. But anyway, at number 11, according to him, the very worst Mario Kart game is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which... What were they fucking thinking?
Oh,
in real life.
What were they fucking thinking? Hell no.
What were they thinking?
Number 10 is... Oh my god, that's harsh, though. He put the original Super Mario Kart at number 10.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I know that the series generally got better, but there are a few that I would say are not as good.
More forgettable.
I'm just, for me, Double Dash would be below it, but...
Double Dash is actually my favorite.
I honestly, I could not stand to play Double Dash except as multiplayer. Like, it was not compelling to me in any way.
Double Dash is like my favorite of the modern ones.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Jesse. I absolutely love that game.
Well, he put the original.
But it could be nostalgia goggles. Yeah. Let's be real here.
He put the original Super Mario Kart at number 10. Number 9 is Mario Kart Arcade GP. Both of them, the series. There were 2 of them. They were basically the same thing. It's basically like
somebody play them before.
Yeah, here's Mario Kart in the arcade. It's basically the same characters except Pac-Man's there, and that's about it. Number 8 is Super Circuit, which is pretty much just look what the Game Boy Advance can do.
Oh, that's the GBA one.
And
I don't know which one this
and
is.
it has all the tracks from the original on it too.
Yeah, you had to unlock them, but they did have all the
You
Super
do.
Mario Kart tracks. At number 7 is Mario Kart 64. I would prefer this to be a little bit higher on the list, but that's okay.
I don't know about that.
I can see why it's here.
Yeah. Number 6 is Mario Kart DS, which, I mean, it's all right. I would put that well below 64 in Super Circuit. It's okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it's fine.
Then Double Dash at number 5. He's got it pretty much in the middle there. Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, I would have it lower. Mario Kart 7. Okay, I mean, we're getting into like the top ones here. Mario Kart 7 is really fucking good.
Is that?
Was that 3DS?
It's 3DS, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was really good. Like
I never actually played it.
It didn't have any right to be as good as it was. Mario Kart Wii. I would personally bump it down just because of the motion controls. But that's me.
So that one has a fascinating.
It had great tracks.
There's a massive modding scene for it.
There really is. I think that like the tracks are great, the lineup's great. The fucking motion control shit can kiss my ass. And then the new game, Mario Kart World, is at number 2, meaning that of course number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of course, that one's had a lot of time in the oven compared to the new game. So
many bells and whistles. Yeah.
I mean, this is clearly like an opinionated matter. There's a few things in here that I'm like, I'd put that higher or I'd put that lower. Yeah. But I gotta say, the one fucked up thing is really just putting the original that fucking low.
I've never played the original.
I
never did.
The only really bad thing about the original is that you're playing in half the screen.
Yeah. The other half is a map. Behind view.
Or the second player, but yeah. Out of 11, I mean, this is one of Jonathan's less offensive lists.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I was going to say 8.
There you go.
6.
For him, this is great. Good job, Jonathan. Do more of this.
I feel like it would be cool.
No quips either.
Yeah, no quips this time. Bort also sent me something from the Top 10 Nerd, which is 10 ridiculous villains from the Marvel Universe.
And
now I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. Just looking at it at a glance, I've only heard of one of these.
Oh, okay.
But I'm more of a DC fan anyway, and I could sit there and name you some completely fucking ridiculous DC villains, like the 10-eyed man,
Oh no, he has 10 eyes.
But they were on his fingers.
Oh, that's weird. Oh,
exactly. Comic universe. If it was the cinematic universe, I'd probably know them all. But so number 10 is somebody called Forever Man. I don't know what his deal is. So there you go.
It's like Triangle Man shit.
Yeah, it doesn't even. Chicon the Forever Man. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a villain name to me. Polka Dot Man. That's DC, isn't it?
Isn't it?
That's DC. Number 9 is Brain Drain. That's a great name for a villain. I'm going to drain your brain. In my head, he's voiced by Lawrence LaMarche. I'm going to drain your brain, Spider-Man, or whoever it is that he fucking fights. 8 Ball is at number 8, which that has to be very much on purpose, right? Has to be. Number 7. This just sounds like some guy, Raoul Bushin.
Oh yeah, Raoul.
That's not even like a supervillain name. That's just some fucking guy. Number 6 is Airwalker, which doesn't sound like
he's got some awesome kicks. Those Airwalks.
Airwalker. Sounds like a shitty class in an RPG, right? Number 5 is Number 1 Fan. See, now I just what if he's like just a really big a fan, like an actual fan. It blows
interesting and fun.
Yeah, like Airman from Mega Man 2,
He is his own number 1 fan.
This is the one that I know of. Number 4 is the Purple Man. He was called that because he literally had purple skin. But he had a very weird superpower where he basically, if he told you to do something, you had to do it.
That's pretty damn powerful, though.
Oh.
He was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, by the way, in the Jessica Jones show. He was played by, Oh God, what's that actor's name?
Doctor Who.
He was one of the Doctor Who's. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
David Tennant.
It was David Tennant. Yes, yeah, David Tennant. Yeah. They never called him the Purple Man because it's a stupid name. They called him by his name, which is Kilgrave. Which, by the way,
that's so much cooler.
If your name already sounds like a supervillain name, you don't really need to come up with
embrace it.
Yeah, unless it's Raoul Bushin, you should probably come up with something better, right? Number 3, there's just a supervillain named Jazz, apparently.
Jazz.
Oh,
maybe he's trying to kill the Utah Jazz. Number 2 is
just Uncle Phil throwing him out of the house, though.
DJ Jazzy Jeff. Xenos is number 2, and number 1 is The Wall, which I don't. Well, that was rough for Pink Floyd, but that's not a very good superhero. I'm surprised that we didn't have Stilt Man. That would have been a good one. Stilt Man would have been a good one.
I'm still standing.
Never heard of any of these.
Stilt Man was a Daredevil villain that he basically could make himself really tall.
Wow.
He had stilts.
Good for him.
Yeah, that was about it. Yeah, Stilt Man. He was usually used as an example of a super villain that's kind of a dweeb, Okay, yeah, out of 10, I have a hard time judging this because I don't know how ridiculous they are. Some of the names are ridiculous. The Purple Man is kind of actually frightening, except he's purple, so... Yeah, out of 10, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to go right down the middle and give it a 5.
I don't know if I can accurately, judge this one.
I'll give it a wall out of 10.
That's why...
truly not knowing who these people are?
Like I said, I'm pretty up on, old comic book villains, and I've never heard of 9 of these. Okay, if we have time, I'd like to do this last one because there's only one more. It's a big one, but
I can. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I can do one more.
Oh, sweet! It's a big one, but I think it's gonna go quickly because we did that 65 things 80s kids know thing that Duke of Nukem sent me. Moogle sent me the same fucking list, but it's for the 90s, and there's 60 instead of 65. So
sweet. It's how many?
60.
Okay. Let's go.
The other one was 65. This one's 60. It's the same thing. It's from BuzzFeed. It's the same fucking list, But here we go. 60 things that every single 90s kid will recognize just looking at them, but will have a harder time remembering the last time they thought about it. Interesting. WT says, I'm Utah, and I'm like, fucking take the Jazz. No one will care. Oh, Snapple. All right, number 1, the rainbow-colored bags that Toys R Us used to have.
Oh, yeah. That's the good shit.
Yeah.
We're starting off on a good one.
Yeah, we are. Number 2, the awesome Disney Happy Meal toys that came in mini VHS clamshells.
Oh, yeah.
They came in clamshells?
Well, you know how the Disney...
little mini, hard shell...
Yeah, VHS remember how the old Disney VHSs had those big fucking, Sega Genesis-ass cases? It was like that, but they were smaller, and the toy was inside of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was usually a doll related to whatever the movie was.
Yeah, whatever was out.
Number 3... Well, it wasn't, because like I said, there was a whole bunch of them from all throughout Disney history, and they were all at once. It was like whichever one you got, basically. Number 3, the Disney Store's version of Beanie Babies that were called Beanbag Plush. Wow, that's
generic as fuck.
That's Temu shit right there, bro. Disney couldn't come up with a clever name.
Just nondescript enough.
Beanbag Plush.
That's
that was just the generic name for all of the non-Beanie Baby things.
That's like sandwich cookie,
Yeah, right.
Like the Labubu of yesteryear.
Oh. Number 4, the Cabbage Patch dolls that ate food but had to be discontinued because they also ate kids' hair if they weren't careful.
Yep.
I remember seeing that news on TV.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. It ate a girl's hair.
Oh.
Yep.
Number 5, Pizza Hut's The Pizza Head Show commercials.
Yes.
It was sort of a take on the old Saturday Night Live Mr. Bill. Oh, no, Mr. Bill. Yeah. Horrifying, but in a hilarious way.
Yep.
Number 6, 7-Up's mascot Cool Spot, which I never realized was supposed to be the dot from the 7-Up logo. How would you not realize that when he literally...
Where else are they going to get a red dot?
But usually he would literally jump into the logo and disappear.
Yeah.
Also, they made...
Maybe this person was a literal child.
Probably. They've made several video games out of this guy. And
That's true. Cool Spot, the video game.
Yeah, there was also Spot Goes to Hollywood, which was less good.
You know what 7-Up promo I liked was the Make 7-Up Yours.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was a good one.
Make 7-Up Yours.
And Michigan J Frog as the mascot for the WB. I hated this frog so much. I would get so angry when he came on and started singing. It's like, please.
Like, you got one song, man.
Stop it. I liked when The Simpsons did a spoof of him. It was like, coming up next on the WB, another bad show that no one will see. See, okay, the chat is with me on this one. Number 8, the oh so cool for like a week 3D posters that you could hang on your bedroom wall like artwork. Look, I'm not...
Magic Eye shit?
Yeah. They were kind of a take on Magic Eye, but usually it was a little bit... Like, the one that they're showing has, like, you could see that it's, like, a lake with, like, palm trees and stuff, but I guess if you stare at it right, there's, like, fish or something. But I am not convinced that the Magic Eye thing was just, like, not a big scam.
Did you see, they just did an LGR video about the history of it. Very interesting.
I'm not convinced, like, when people say, oh, I see it, I'm thinking, like, yeah, sure you do.
I can't fucking see it.
Sure you do. Sure you do. You're lying. You don't see shit.
It's a schooner.
Oh man. Number 9, Universal Remotes. Your family buy at Radio Shack if you guys lost or broke the remote that came with the TV.
Oh,
whenever my dad would get one, my mom would be furious. I don't want to learn another one.
That's true though. That was my grandparents were like that. Yeah. Number 10, and Radio Shack's inside the mold and had the name in the big red font. You know, I was just ranting about Radio Shack yesterday, actually, and I was saying that, you know, well, first, it came up because I had a video pinball game on my computer that I think was published by Radio Shack, which is a weird thought, right? But I also said that Radio Shack would piss me off because you'd go in there to buy batteries, and they would go right to grab those, like, Radio Shack brand batteries that not only were they expensive, but they also sucked butt. Mm-hmm. And then they wanted your phone number. Like, dude, I'm just trying to buy double A's. It ain't that fucking serious. No, I don't need a receipt. Number 11, No Fear t-shirts, which you thought were badass.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, bad.
What were you afraid of? No. What weren't you afraid of?
Number 12, Suzanne Summers' Thigh Master commercials. Oh, yes.
I vividly remember those. I don't know why.
Oh, I know why.
Yeah, exactly.
I know why. Number 13, Isabel Sanford and Sherman Hemsley playing the Jeffersons characters in Old Navy commercials. Why did they do that? It's so random.
Old Navy was really weird with their commercials.
Their commercials were strange.
They would bring back like weird 70s stars or even earlier to try to get the youth to like their clothing. I don't know.
And I remember, like, I was in high school when this was happening, and I remember everybody was like, oh my god, those commercials are the most fucking annoying thing in the world. But the clothes do be good.
Yeah.
So, you know. Number 14, Rosie O'Donnell playing different games with the audience in a segment that aired before the guest came out. I never watched her show, so...
She threw cooch balls into the audience.
I guess that's
my sister's ex was on the show as a child.
I don't know.
Number 15, and the Kmart commercials that Rosie O'Donnell did with Penny Marshall during Christmas time. I do remember those.
Those I remember, and those were definitely better.
Those two ladies were the most hype that anyone has ever been for Kmart in the history of anything. Number 16, the Sam Goody at the mall that looked oh so late 80s. Because it was
so much.
I remember Sam Goody. Number 17, the fake product commercials that were actually for Energizer Bunny. Oh yeah, they would try to fake you out that it was like some movie trailer or a product, you know, and then the bunny would.
And then the bunny would burst through.
Yeah. Number 18, the way too short-lived cartoon Freakazoid. Never watched it.
Oh, that was great. I loved it.
I would see commercials for it, but I never actually saw it.
I just watched the first episode of it fairly recently. Like, I think Michael obtained it somehow.
He fell off the back of a truck.
Fell off the back of a truck. We started watching it.
The humor of Animaniacs, but hyper extended.
That sounds like anathema to me, to be honest with you.
Well, then you made a good choice.
Christian Neon Genesis Evangelion fan art is just regular Neon Genesis Evangelion fan art.
What?
How dare you say something so brave and yet so true? Hey, look, Jude, it isn't as weird as the Christian Sonic art that I've seen, so...
Christian Sonic art.
It was, and it's always terrible. I can't even tell if it's supposed to be like for real or just a joke.
Is he praying or something?
Usually, yeah. Number 19, these Disney read-along tapes and books that basically sliced your hand open whenever you tried to get them out of the packaging. Well, I'm glad to say I never had one of those because, ow.
I'd seen them, but they were obviously not for me.
If I did, they probably were opened before I got them.
I mean, we did have those ice pops that basically gave you the Joker smile. So.
Oh, yeah. Those are so fucking good, though.
Oh, no, you're playing Pacific
Frozen
Assault.
ice water.
Oh, no. Number 20, the dirty green carpet you sat on to read books and magazines at Barnes & Noble.
We didn't have a Barnes & Noble.
Oh, that's a shame.
We did not.
We had Borders.
Borders was better, though.
Borders was far superior.
Not only was it a bigger store with better selection, but they cleaned their carpet every once in a while. Yeah. I knew that. Yeah, I know Pacific Assault. Oof, rough game. Number 21, Wilson from Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Well, don't remind me about Home Improvement. That's... you know what I'm saying?
He was the best part of the show, frankly.
He was the best part of the show. Number 20, him and Richard Karn.
Yes.
Number 22, all the extra labels that came with blank VHS tapes that no one would ever use.
We collected them.
Why?
Use the stickers.
I don't know. They would just end up in the same drawer.
Oh, okay. Just in case, right?
Yeah.
Number 23, Lifesavers holes that were essentially candy Tic Tacs.
Are Tic Tacs not candy?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I think Tic Tacs do qualify as candy. BuzzFeed, what the fuck?
I did like the Lifesavers holes.
Well, anytime there's ever been any kind of donut or torus-shaped object, somebody has been like, well, let's make something that used to be in the middle of it, like the Munchkins at Dunkin' Donuts, which are dope, but yeah.
Timbits, the Tim Hortons equivalent.
That same basic idea, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or the generic ones that are just called donut holes. Number 24, the green volume bar that would display across the bottom corner of your TV whenever you raised or lowered the volume. Hey,
that's real.
Yeah. These days it's just a number now. We don't have that bar, the Mega Man Life bar, Tim Allen is by far your favorite Fallon Coke dealer. I don't know. I can think of a few that I like more than him. Actually, I probably can't.
I know that many.
That's the joke.
Personally.
Yeah, Jude's to say, I can think of better. Number 25, all the Looney Tunes home decor items that they sold at the Warner Brothers studio store that you swore one day you would decorate your house with.
It was very popular.
This wasn't so popular when I was coming up, but what was extremely popular when I was in high school were the Looney Tunes t-shirts. Everybody
I had a sweatshirt.
Everybody had at least 2 or 3 Looney Tunes t-shirts. They might be Space Jam related, but that wasn't a necessity,
a lot of the girls at our school, it was more of a girl thing at the blind school for some reason. I don't know why.
For me, it definitely transcended gender. Everybody had them. Everybody was into Looney Tunes.
It was a Christmas sweatshirt, and it was front and back.
Oh,
and I didn't.
I would hope that the shirt came with both a front and a back.
Well, the design was on the front and the back.
I know.
And I remember somebody gave me a compliment on it, and I'm like, "Really? You like my fuck ass Looney Tunes sweatshirt?" I didn't see the appeal.
Looney Tunes.
Oh boy. Number 26, JCPenney catalogs that were the size of a yellow page and could also give you a wicked paper cut.
Yep.
I take that as an equivalent to the Sears catalog.
Same basic idea. You remember one with Taz telling you to stuff it? Nice. Number 27, TGIF's Teen Angel that was really what the fuck TV. Honestly, who greenlit a show about a dead teenager who becomes the guardian angel of his BFF? You know
how he dies? Do you know how he dies?
How does he die? Because I've never seen the show.
He finds a cheeseburger under the kid's bed that has been there for God knows how long. He gets dared to eat it. He eats it. He gets food poisoning and dies.
Whoa.
I remember this show so
kids,
well.
Here you go.
Never eat a cheeseburger that you found. You know what I mean?
Out of paradise.
If you didn't order it or it wasn't prepared for you,
Yeah.
Unexpected cheeseburger is not a good thing, right? But I watched TGIF in the 90s, and I don't remember this particular show.
I think this may have been a one-season wonder.
It didn't last very long, huh?
No, but for some reason, it sticks out in my mind.
Just not the same as Unexplained Bacon.
No, number 28, and the Clueless TV series that was part of the TGIF, but then got moved over to UPN. I mostly remember that there was only one actor from the movie that went over to the show, and now she's like a Fox News host or something.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and then Brittany Murphy was also in it. She was sort of the highlight.
Oh,
yeah.
Reprised her role.
She was the highlight of the Clueless show. I'd watch the movie, yeah. Get Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Don't eat burgers that I found. You're right. Like, don't eat burgers that I found. Number 29, Marvin's Magic Drawing Board and the commercials for it that played nonstop at Nick.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I remember that thinking there's no way it's as cool as it seems.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
It's like this board that you draw things on, but it would kind of come out in like I don't want to say a rainbow design, but like a many colored design, like a lot of primary colors and stuff.
Did you ever do that thing where you would take a crayon and then like draw a bunch of like scribbly colors on a paper and then color over it in like a black crayon and then you would scratch the top layer off?
I did that.
It's like that, only you could erase it.
Ooh.
I never did that, but that's a good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 30, these weird squishy tubes that felt moral and a bit creepy when you'd squeeze them.
I don't even have to see these to know what they're talking about.
I think
I know what they're
I've
talking
never
about.
seen these before in my life, but they look like just these rectangular blocks of gel with like fish designs on them.
We used to call them wiggle worms.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what they're actually called.
Ladies.
Yeah, basically.
Number 31, McDonald's drink cups that look like they had been drawn by colored pencils. I do remember those.
I do too, yeah.
That was around the time that the Arch Deluxe dropped. I actually had the Arch Deluxe a few times.
Yeah?
That shit tasted good though.
I seem to remember somebody in my family liked it.
It had like this weird circle of bacon. Not sure what that was all about.
Circle bacon.
It was a circle bacon. The mustard sauce was really what made it. Number 32, VR Troopers and its catchy as hell theme song.
We are the
I know.
VR.
I was like,
reality.
I was like, which one of them is going to start singing it? And the answer was yes. Number 33, these plastic swords which would legit hurt someone if you struck them with it.
It's a sword.
Well, yeah, it's also plastic, but yeah, they were a little more heavy than you would expect a plastic sword to be. So it basically became a pretty decent club.
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty much.
Number 30.
Like a billy club.
Yeah. Number 34, the creepy as fuck Puttermans from the Duracell commercials. Yeah, not sure why they decided we needed like weird animatronic people to sell batteries.
Battery operated human
Those things.
facsimiles.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Number 35, AA Duracell batteries that you would painfully squeeze to see how much life was still in them. Yeah, so you put your fingers on either side, and they showed it where they would just like hold it, and then this like little meter would show you how full it was. They didn't tell you that you had to squeeze like you were trying to destroy it. And it hurt.
Turn it into a diamond.
Yeah, and it hurt. And then the little meter would just very, very slowly fill up, and you're like, this isn't worth it.
Nope. Cool feature though.
Yeah.
But ill implemented.
Number 36, the instruction manual booklets that came with SNES games. Well, yeah.
Any video
or
games.
any video, yeah. Games don't come with instruction manuals anymore.
I fucking wish they would.
I understand why they stopped doing it, because it was supposed to be a little bit more paperless green sort of thing, which is also why modern game cases are a little flimsier, because they're recyclable, although we tend to keep them, so.
True.
We still do.
Yeah. Number 37, and the SNES TV adapter that came with a coax cable that you had to carefully twist into place. Well,
I don't think I had that.
it was the same one from the NES, so. It was the same exact thing.
That's funny.
They called it, what was it, an RF switch. That's what they called it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the...
Yeah, the box, the little gray box. Number 38, the free money guy that was always dressed like the Riddler in his commercials.
Oh, Matthew Lesko.
What?
Yeah, Matthew
I remember
Lesko. That was his name,
How
yeah.
do you know his name?
Because he would always tell it to you in every commercial.
Yeah.
I'm Matthew Lesko, the free money guy, and I'm here. I just watched an episode of King of the Hill that did a parody of him, and then Khan tried to rip the guy off, like his whole shtick. He was, I'm Dr. Cortez. Number 39, these elementary school chairs that were always staticky and sometimes had cracks in them. And the ones that stacked like Pringles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Number 40, the THX logo that would play before movies, and you can still hear it in your head. Yeah.
That was
The
better than
audience
mine.
is
That was
now
way better
deaf.
than mine.
Number 41, those giant armoires that were meant to hide the TV. Yeah, it is the weirdest thing. It's like, we bought a television, now let's get an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Never
Like, we
understood.
gotta put the television away when we're not looking at it.
Never understood why you needed all that. You know what I mean?
Eh.
People knew what
Aesthetic.
was in it, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Surprise!
Number 42, troll doll pencil toppers, which you never used as actual pencil toppers. Yeah, probably because if you were riding with the motherfucker's afro, would be like tickling your face and shit.
Yeah,
You
just
couldn't
use
get
it
to
as
the
a little
eraser.
Yeah.
action figure.
That's another good point. You can't use the eraser if you got it. Number 43, the Jack-in-the-Box car antenna topper, also just antenna toppers in general. Also antennas.
Yeah, what? It's all Bluetooth now.
Number 44, gateway computers that came in cow print boxes. Never quite understood why.
Yeah. Why were they cow print?
Never understood why. Also never understood why gateway computers cost like 3 times as much as every other computer.
Did they
It's
have
like-
some kind of like anti-obsolescence, or was that e-machines?
That's
that I'm
e-machines. That's
remembering?
e-machines, yeah. Now, Gateway, the Gateway would sell you the same fucking computer that HP and Dell sold you for $1,000, but Gateways would be like $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, is it for the cow print box that I'm paying all that extra money? Maybe they had really good warranties. I don't know. Number 45, VH1 Storytellers series. That was honestly a really good show.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get the right people on there to tell some real good stories, and they did.
Yeah. I remember, I remember my favorite one was actually with Phil Collins, because he always had very funny anecdotes about each song, you know? He gets to Susudio, and he's just like, I have no idea. I have no idea what it means. It doesn't mean anything. They brought the instrumental to me, and, you know, I had written it, and then I heard it played out, and all I could think was Susudio, and I thought, I'll come up with something better than this, and I never did.
It's damn catchy is what it is.
Yeah, it's a good song. Number 46, Vac Man. Yes, that did have a limit to how far you could actually stretch him. I mean, it was basically a Stretch Armstrong. Just
Yeah, I was going to say, Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. Number 47, 13 Dead End Drive, which is more fun to set up than to actually play. I only know of this because of Board James, and that was like the final episode, wasn't it?
I remember the commercial, yeah.
I remember the commercial, and I always wanted it, but I never got it.
I didn't know about it till I saw the Board James thing. Number 48, all the various virtual pet toys that came out that were imitations of the Tamagotchi.
I had a Dinky Dino.
The one that they're showing, which is Gigapets, is the exact one that my sister had. Because every time somebody brings up Tamagotchi, I said my sister had one of those. And then I remember, well, it wasn't actually Tamagotchi. It was something else. And I didn't remember what it was called. But now that I'm looking at it, yes, it was Gigapets.
Gigapets.
I remember she was really into it for like a month. And then I think she forgot about it, because you move on to something else. And I remember finding it and turning it on. And the screen was just... There was just like a big pile of shit.
Yep.
That was all I saw. And I was like, wow, there you go. Well, Neopets is a whole nother can of worms there, like Eos.
Yeah, isn't that like an online
Yeah.
kind of thing? Yeah.
How about the fact that Tamagotchi is kind of making a comeback?
Yeah,
It never
they're
really
back in
went
con
away.
form, man.
Yeah, no, it is true that it never really went away, but it's getting another resurgence of popularity, though.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, I mean, look, we've been playing Pokemon for like 30 years. This is the time, Number 49, Yo-Yo Ball, which was basically a cheater's way of playing yo-yo. Yeah,
Damn
basically,
right, I had one of those.
if you liked yo-yos, which I did, but you kind of sucked at them, which I did, this was the way to go.
Yeah.
I totally had one.
Number 50, that Parker Brothers Ouija board commercial that really said kids go ahead and play with the supernatural. Well, no one look.
I remember
there was
that one.
always that one kid's mom that really thought that they were like a gateway to hell. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure Parker Brothers is just mass producing gateways to hell. You know what?
Toy.
You know why the plancha moves? Because somebody's moving it. It might not be
right.
you, or it might be you. But you're always going to lie about it.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to say Kevin is gay. Or,
it was always something stupid like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I remember there was an episode of the Drew Carey show where they brought out the Ouija board and they were moving it around, and it kept selling out things like beer. And then I think it was Dietrich Bader's character who says, "No, I was spilling beer. I'm thirsty." Like he just came out and admitted he was moving the fucking thing, Number 51, the giant wall-to-wall white shelves that surrounded the side and back wall of Blockbuster. Also, Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it so well.
There is actually, I think, one Blockbuster left in, like, Oregon, and it's more of a tourist attraction than anything. It's the last Blockbuster.
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah. It's somewhere in Oregon. Bend sounds about right, because you'd have to be pretty bent to want to go to a Blockbuster as a tourist attraction. Yeah, or just renting movies and games in general, exactly. Number 52, Disney's Sing-Along Songs VHS series, which was like the original YouTube.
I had a shitload of those.
I don't think it was anything like YouTube, but okay, you do you, BuzzFeed.
Follow the bouncing ball.
I do not get the correlation.
I don't get the correlation at all, but I remember the tapes.
I remember them, but I was too old for that.
Ooh. Number 53, these clothing racks, which were the perfect place to hide. The circular ones. You'd go in the middle and scare the shit out of some person. Number 54, those AOL commercials that aired like 65 times a day.
Even in Canada, they had AOL Canada commercials that ran all the
AOL
time.
Canada, that seems kind of...
counterintuitive.
Yeah, like they're doing it wrong somehow,
Well, it's like Amazon.ca,
yeah, but Amazon doesn't have the word America in it.
It's just
weird.
It's just the name brand.
North America Online, right?
That sounds sillier though.
Yeah, but better in a silly way. Number 55, Best Buy having like 65% of its floor space dedicated to just CDs. CDs nuts.
Got him.
Number 56, and straining your neck to play the video games on the TVs that they would put on end caps. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I actually had AOL WT, and it was the weird, because we got AOL, we're rural. We didn't know that, like, none of the calls that were made were local, so we got this, like, fucking huge phone bill. We had to cancel AOL.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because we're rural, we don't have so none of the numbers were local. We got a lot of long distance charges. It was a really big phone bill, and we had canceled AOL and got like a local ISP. So number 57, sound bites, lollipops, which low key hurt your teeth when turned on. Wait, what are these? What do they do?
Dumb idea.
So
it would play like 10 seconds of a song.
Yeah, or like you could record.
Yeah, looking at it, it says you could record it too, but
okay. I'm thinking of something else.
It seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. It's also like what they call it, tooth tunes, which were the toothbrushes that would play a song.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
I think I've seen the commercial for that. Number 58, Squiggle Wiggle pens, which were impractical to write with. Yeah, that's kind of the point, bro. They weren't for writing, they were for drawing.
Just meant to be silly.
Drawing.
You weren't going to, like, take notes with it, unless you're an asshole. Number 59, the giant sea of red packaging you would see in Star Wars toy sections when The Phantom Menace came out.
Everything was freaking red.
Yeah. And finally, number 60, the Herbal Essences shampoo commercials in which the women had orgasms and you were embarrassed to watch them if they came on with your parents or in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that I remember, though, because these were for a while, the women would... Okay, there's two things to say about this, but the one that I would remember was they did one where the woman's in the shower, she's washing her hair, she's moaning, and then finally, yes, yes, yes. And she comes out, her husband's waiting patiently to use the shower, and he's like, finally, and he goes in there, and like a second later you hear, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, did they really just do a joke about how guys come quicker than women for a shampoo commercial?
I get it now.
Yeah. Because she was in there for a long time. And
and as soon as he gets in there...
Yeah. Now, the other thing that I remember is I was actually in college at this point, and I knew this girl who she was from Germany. And she would tell a lot of stories about, Germany. And she said that the first time that she saw one of those herbal essence commercials in the United States, she was shocked. And you think, well, maybe because it's so salacious, she's shocked. No, it's actually for the opposite reason. She said she'd never seen a shampoo commercial without nudity before.
Oh, my.
She said in Germany, each shampoo commercial would have at least 2 or 3 topless women. And I remember this guy was sitting next to me and goes, damn, I got to go to Germany. Shit.
The models in the States aren't going to give it all away up front.
Well, you can't show tits on that broadcast TV,
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah. Well, now you can, because technically everything's cable and there's really no government regulations about it, so it's up to the network what they want to show. But
not TV, it's HBO.
I remember when that show NYPD Blue was it hadn't come out yet, but it was about to come out, and they had people protesting. Like, people, imagine you hear a television show is going to come out and you're like, I'm going to draw a sign and go out there and march. And I remember they had this, it was so clearly that these people were paid to do this by the people who made NYPD Blue, and it was all for publicity. And they had this news crew when they go out to interview these people, and they ask this guy, like, so why are you protesting the show? And he's like, I heard it has a lot of violence and nudity. And he said it in a way that was like, I'm advertising it, And she's like, have you seen the show? And he's like, no. She's like, so how do you know it has a lot of violence and nudity? I just heard about it.
I heard it on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, TV.
Yeah, there wasn't an internet.
I heard it on the talk radio.
Yeah, he heard it on like
more like it.
alt.net.stop.nypd.blue.
Some GeoCities website.
No, this is before GeoCities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like the biggest fucking commercial that you could have. Because I heard this happen a lot of times where people would be like, hey, let's stage protests for, And then
Good
what?
idea.
What was so exciting? Dennis Franz's butt?
Yeah.
There's somebody found that exciting.
I'll tell you a quick story. I was watching a film called City of Angels. It was with Meg Ryan and Nicolas Cage. It was sort of a remake of like this old film called Wings of Desire, where it's about a fallen angel, falling in love with this woman. But anyway, Dennis Franz was in it, and I remember I was watching it, and my uncle was in the room. And I said, is that Dennis Franz? And he goes, yeah, but don't worry, he doesn't show his butt in this. And it was sort of like a very, very strange thing to immediately say, like, don't worry, you're not going to see his ass. Like, I wasn't really worrying about that, It wasn't something that I thought. But that was like what he was known for showing his butt. But I found out after a few scenes that my uncle was incorrect and that you do see his butt in that movie. So there you go.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he wasn't even correct.
Did he just really like showing his ass on can't film? Like,
my thought is that he was just willing to.
That's true.
And
good for him.
And he's a good actor, and there weren't a lot of really good actors that were willing to show their butts like that, so especially not a big guy like that, because he wasn't exactly a Hollister model. The dude was big. Yeah. But it worked for him. I mean, he showed his ass a lot of times. He made a lot of money.
For now, this is America's ass.
This is America's ass. Nice. That was the 90s America's ass, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's the two stories that I can think of about Dennis Franz. But yeah, no, for some reason my uncle thought he had to let me know. Don't worry, you don't see his ass. But I guess he either remembered incorrectly or maybe he was trying to troll me in some way. But I just thought it was funny because it was the most like let's show Dennis Franz's butt scene ever, because it literally he just strips his clothes off and runs towards the water at a beach, and it's like, well, there was no point other than to show his butt. So
hell yeah.
Weird movie that most people remember because it had a Goo Goo Dolls song in it.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's City. Oh, which song? The song was called Iris.
Iris? Yeah.
And I don't want
that one.
To see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Yeah, Homer Simpson, portrait of an ass grabber. Portrait? That sounds fancy. Homer Simpson, played by Dennis Franz.
Yeah.
It was plot critical. Hey, look, there wasn't much of a plot in City of Angels, though. It was okay. Yeah, like Nicolas Cage plays an angel. He falls for Meg Ryan because it's the 90s. She dies. And that's the whole movie.
I'm an angel.
Oh my god. Well, that's going to be the show for us, guys. We're going to go over the schedule and do a raid and everything. So don't go anywhere just yet. Please stick around through the raid, which Alice, you're going to tell me who we're raiding. And Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage. No, this was before he became a meme. Like so this was when he was a respected actor. All right, so let's hide the List Critics thing. So why didn't it go away? Probably because that's a different List Critics thing that I never got rid of. Here we go. Okay. All right. Well, we didn't play Undertale today. That was yesterday. So join me tomorrow afternoon, where we will be playing Final Fantasy IV the After Years for PSP. Saturday night, we will be playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which people don't generally hate, for the Switch. Sunday night, more of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 for Steam. We might get kind of close to beating that one. Kind of a long game for what it is. Monday afternoon, more of the rest of Ultra Street Fighter 4. There's only a few characters left to play as in Ultra Street Fighter 4. For Steam, and we'll probably move on to Ultra Street Fighter 2. Seems counterintuitive, but there you go. Which I'll play that one on the Switch. And then Tuesday night, we will have more of Mind Seize, because a mind is a terrible thing to seize. That's on Steam. I think we're kind of getting near the end of that one, considering we have the last gun, and there's only one more melee weapon to find. Wednesday afternoon, we'll have more of Undertale, for Steam. And then Thursday night, we're going to have a Tolkien stream, of course, so we'll be over here with the Council of Tolkien. I'll have Sid and Matt with me, and we're going to have a very special episode where we're going to dedicate the entire episode to a single subject instead of breaking it down, and it's something that Sid came up with that I think you guys are going to really like. I had a meeting with Sid earlier, and we went over like the logistics of how it's going to go and everything. And let's just say we're all feeling really good about it. And, of course, the Mind Season Goblin. Yes, of course. We will also be live on YouTube for that. So, anyway, let's come over to... where is my raid screen? There is my raid screen. And we're going to raid somebody named Coco Confession, which, I don't know, I'm imagining Conan O'Brien telling us that he once killed a guy. Coco Confession. Are we with Coco? Let's see. Coco Confession is playing Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, which is pretty cool. So let's do that. Looks like she might be... Is she speedrunning? I don't know. Let's rate her. Coco Confession. I feel like we just, for the raid call, we have to go with I'm with Coco, right?
Team Coco.
I'm with Coco. I am not a gorilla. Alright, there is your raid call. Copy that, paste. Yeah, she is speedrunning. Copy and paste it as we head into... She's at Turtle Rock. We're going to ruin the whole speedrun here. I feel bad about it, but there we go. We're going to raid Coco Confessional. See you guys over there. I'll see you guys on Discord. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Final Fantasy IV, the After Years and Around in general. Here we go. Woof, 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 woof. Honk, 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 honk. Flat toot on. Make it so.